Alright, welcome to session 32. So, previously, after visiting the Oracle of Keranos, you traveled back to Cephesus. Judge and Darcy spoke with Barius and left part of their equipment and money behind. The next day, you traveled to the Watchtower ruins. At the ruins, you noticed that your rope was taken and the door below was closed and secured. You broke through the door and made your way into the caves. You passed through the magic door and entered the massive caves below. You found a group of Skedi, the Inkaji faction, and had a discussion with them and shared a simple meal. Afterward, you tried to travel to the southeast, but found giant spiderwebs becoming more and more frequent and decided to take a different path. In the massive chamber covered by giant crystals and mushroom trees, you discovered another group of Skedi, most likely the Enlar, fighting a group of giant spiders. You decided to come to their aid. Between the Skedi and the group, you were able to defeat the spiders. In the process, Judge saved two of the Skedi from almost certain death with his magic. Darcy decided not to participate in the unnecessary battle, but was attacked by a giant spider that was attracted by Gizzard's actions. As we begin, Darcy is still invisible. The giant spiders have been vanquished, and the Skedi and the group are about to make contact. So I'll go ahead and take you to the map.
Okay, quick other meta question. Is there another translation doc floating around? Because I have my
I mean,
translations that I've been keeping track of.
I
I can
mean,
share them.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know if in game there is, but personally, I have some that I wrote down, but I don't know if I. And I know Darcy did remember stuff from what Conglomerate had said that helped earlier on, but as for actually writing it down, she didn't, but I, the player, did.
Okay, well, yeah, I have the same thing. This is like still meta. Do you want to share notes?
I mean, sure, we can. I handwritten it down. I didn't put it on anything, so I had to type
Oh,
it in.
okay.
Yeah, I
I've
did
got
it
like a
old
Google
school.
Doc. Yeah, no, I'm.
I can post it in the chat. You can copy paste, or I can put it in the journal, whatever.
Can figure it out too. We can also just manually compare notes to make it really funny, just like talking game about it.
Yeah, I did sort of put together my own since I had to do a lot of conversation with these people.
Everybody's trying to decipher this whole thing.
Yeah, we all have different translations floating around.
What did you get for number 3?
Yeah, right.
I'll be right back. You guys can continue discussing.
Where am I?
I'm trying to find the darn notes. I got a little notepad here.
Yeah, Tavros is kind of MIA, so he's not on the map. I'm sure he'll have to get dragged on there.
Yeah, I'm also gone, unfortunately.
All right then. Oh, did I interrupt somebody?
Nope.
I think so.
Okay, so the battle has just completed. One of the Skedi pulls himself off the floor and stands up, who was prone from one of the spiders, and Darcy is still invisible. So the Skedi kind of look around and notice the group, and you guys and they so you can see some of them kind of look toward each other and look at the blood on the ground, and one of them speaks to you, Cyclonin, and he says, "You are Emon, but you came to our aid. Why?"
It is our belief that people should be allowed to live in peace. And we wish to protect those who would be preyed upon by the beasts of this world.
He looks kind of confused for a moment, and then he nods, and he says, Why are you here, Iman?
We seek knowledge. We seek. Hold on. Let me look this up for a moment. Here.
Alright, let me go muzzle the dog. I'll be right back.
I thought I hired a pupper.
Okay, I found the thing I'm looking for, the Shen Tong.
You're looking over your
Oh.
notes.
Do you want? Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
We
sorry,
got
the
a
dogs are
whole-
having a little bit of a rough time today.
We had a whole bunch of new words in the last session. I don't know if that'll help any.
How about can I share this Google Doc and we just shove a bunch of stuff together in here?
Compare notes.
We seek the Shentong. It is our understanding that the Shentong has information regarding the knowledge we seek.
He looks at you for a moment, and then he says, You have the Shin Kong. You must. You have this. You know the Shin Mofa.
Mm-hmm.
So, you must be of the Shin, of your own kind. What information do you seek?
I do not know precisely, but it is our understanding that there is something down here, perhaps a divine artifact, perhaps something else, but something that may allow us to help guide people through the coming storm.
I see. You are here to bring about the Morion.
Hold on, look that part up. I know I've got that.
Can I heal myself while they're talking?
Sure. Yeah, I believe you're, if you do so with magic.
Yeah, it'll
it'll,
drop it. It'll drop the invisibility.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Just, now's a good time for it. If something's happening.
There are many who are to bring about the prophecy of the Moriun. We wish to be on the side of salvation.
Kind of looks at the dead spiders, and he says, he points toward Judge. We can tell. He saved two of us. I believe you. So what do you need?
We merely seek safe passage to speak with the Shen Tong. Any advice regarding dealing with or avoiding the spiders would be quite welcome.
He looks around. Who among you walks best on their own, survives? Who survive on the land?
That would probably be Conglomerate.
Yeah, baby.
Then I shall teach Conglomerate all that I know about avoiding the creatures.
Sounds good.
Alright, so Conglomerate, are you even on the map?
I'm not on the
No,
map yet.
Neither is Tavros.
I'm gonna go ahead and put you two on the map. I'm gonna assume you guys kind of came up, so I'm just gonna do that now. Alright, do you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So the Sketty here, who's speaking to Cyclonin. Oh, he's actually speaking to the Echo, but I guess he doesn't realize the difference. All right. The Sketty who's speaking to the
I'll
Echo.
move over.
Yeah, is the one who is speaking about you, Conglomerate. And seeing you, it says, please approach. And once you do, he painstakingly explains his techniques for hunting and avoiding the spiders. But the way he talks about things, you kind of recognize it is kind of similar to the way you would talk to other rangers if there were any. Kind of a sort of survival ranger lingo kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But it is slightly different because the land here is different. Living underground, it comes with its own unique challenges. So what I'm going to have you do then is I'm going to have you roll a survival check to see how well you're basically how much you're understanding what he's saying.
Okay, is there any way I can play this as a tracking roll?
Well, avoiding tracking is part of what he's talking about, so I'd probably you can do that.
Alright, because I get advantage on tracking, so I just wanted to
Fair enough.
play it if I could.
Alright.
All
Can
right,
I get
let
away
me-
with my little trick there, Jeremy?
You want to guide me?
Just little,
Oh yeah,
little help.
guidance works. Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, give me my d4.
All right, I will. You want me to roll it?
Yeah, roll it first so I know what's going on.
We're gonna give this a
That's
DC
what we
15.
like to see. Oh, we're gonna get this easy peasy.
You do, although just barely.
No, because plus the 4, it's above a 20.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so yeah, you're grasping what he's saying. So basically, what that means is that when you're moving, obviously you'll still want to do a group stealth check if you're trying to avoid notice and all that. But you can make a survival check as you're traveling in order to avoid the spiders, or in order to find the spiders, depending on what you want to do, and the other various insects in the environment. And so each time you make a survival check for this purpose, it'll be a DC 15, and assuming everybody gets at least assuming the group check is also a DC 15 stealth check, assuming that passes, then you can avoid most of the spiders.
Sounds good.
So after explaining that, I mean, that's going to take a good half an hour, talking back and forth. And in the meantime, Darcy, you healed yourself. Tavros, you were kind of just walking along, not paying much attention, kind of walking in the back, and then you realize you're underground again. So, what's your thoughts on things? Are you going to do anything?
No. I'm gonna take it all in. Get myself up to speed.
Fair enough. All right, and Cyclonin, what are you doing?
Well, I guess still continuing to talk to them. I do have another question for them.
Okay, go ahead.
Is there any way that we would be able to identify ourselves as allies to other members of your group?
He seemed to think about it for a moment, and then he kind of looks around, and he walks over to one of the spears, one of the massive spears they're using, but the head kind of broke off, and he picks it up, and he cleans off any blood. He takes his shirt and kind of cleans off the blood, and then he kind of wraps around it some sort of bead necklace around the around the blade, and he says, "Show them this. that will indicate that you are a friend of the Enlar. It is blood-free and is given willingly, with our personal beads. If it is stained with blood, if the beads are missing, if the blade is broken, then that is you triumphantly yelling that you are our enemy.
Huh. So don't let anything bad happen to the stick.
Very touchy.
And while they're talking, Gizzard, what are you doing?
I am listening. I don't have much else to be doing.
Okay,
you
so
speak
you
Infernal?
listen to a bunch of stuff like that. That's what you hear.
How interesting. What a riveting conversation.
All right. So
Cool.
Conglomerate, you kind of learn. Oh, Judge, you were helping Conglomerate, but did you do anything after you cast Guidance, Judge?
No. How long are we here? Or has this been
About
like
half
an
an hour
or
up until
just a half?
Conglomerate learns his stuff, but you guys can stay longer or do what you want. But that's you know. But right now we're just doing that half an hour.
All right. In that case, no, I'll wait until after just to see what happens. No, I don't do much else.
Okay. So Cyclonin, what do you talk about afterward, if anything? Because you know you have half an hour for talking. If you want to take it, you can tell though as you're talking that the other Skedi seem to be packing up their spears and you know getting their gear together.
I do fear that there are other Iman that are not so friendly with us. Have you seen any recently?
Thinks about it. Yes. Was maybe 3 days ago. It was the Emon truly was of destruction. It was massive with 4 large arms and as dark as coal. But it, with great cost, it was taken down. The Emon come from the Shenwu, but it is the same that allows us to defeat them. Not all Emon are intelligent.
That is all too true.
Be warned, though, if you travel to the Enchi to speak to the Shen Tong, the people will be cautious of the evil. They are allowed to enter, but you can quickly find yourself expunged with certain behaviors, especially aggression.
We do not wish to intrude upon our people, and we plan to be as respectful as possible.
Well, if you travel, know that you will come to the Misty Forest. But first, you will come to the massive cliff. We have long learned to scale the cliff. We have become experts at the climbing, but many Emon and other creatures fail. So, part of the advantage. You may find trouble there, but you will need to scale down the cliff in order to reach the Insheed. The mist forests are thick and difficult to traverse, and they are full of insects.
I bet those insects are rather large.
Yeah, no kidding.
Are these normal insects, or are they something a little more?
He points at the spider dead.
Ah. Well, I can definitely see why the Enkaji would fear these creatures.
Yes. We are not like this Shinkaji that can sail up, use the boats along the river. We must fight.
Alright, I'm just kind of working through my notes here, so I don't know if anybody else has got anything at the moment.
I don't
Yeah,
think
there's
there's
only
anything
two of
else.
you can understand what you're saying. Everybody else is listening to ack ack ack.
I've heard that before, so I kind of know what's going on.
Yep, you can see that as you're talking to the Enlar, that the rest of the group seems to be gathering up together, and they seem to have picked up all their supplies, and you get the impression that they're getting ready to move on to the next location.
Cool.
They're pretty beat up. Are they just gonna keep moving, or does it look like anybody's trying to rest? It's only been a half hour, so we don't even have a short rest.
Sorry,
They'll
say
be-
that a little louder.
As they're leaving, Judge is watching. Some of them are pretty badly beat up. Does it look like they're trying to get ready for a rest, or they're just gonna?
Yeah,
march
I
on?
mean, part of them getting ready is you can tell that they're kind of patching up the wounds in the sense they're putting on bandages, and you can see there's some sort of poultice there seem to be applied to the wounds. But you notice that they quickly kind of pull themselves together, and you get the impression that they're going to move on, wounds or no wounds.
Okay. Hardy folk, I suppose. Still don't know what the discussion's about.
Say that again. I can't really hear you.
Said, and Judge still doesn't know what the discussion's about. It's all mostly informal.
Yeah, so you can see that one of them is answering questions for Cyclonin, although you don't know what they are. When he's not doing that, he's talking other stuff to Conglomerate, even though you don't know what that is either.
So I'll turn to the others, and in Celestial, they are teaching Conglomerate the ability to help avoid these spiders. They are going to move soon, but they have given me this token that can be used to inform the others that we are allies. As long as we do not stain these with blood or remove any of the beads from the necklace upon it or break the blade, it establishes us as an ally. Should any of those things happen to it, then we've effectively declared ourselves as enemies. And it is something we most certainly do not wish to do.
Alright. So they are going to go off about their business. They're not going to be escorting us to their home. Do they have better instructions to have a map to their home?
They have not provided any additional Well, they have provided a little information. They have acknowledged that we will have to descend the Great Cliff, but which will be a difficult task. And then after that, we will have to deal with the Misty Forest, which is thick and difficult to traverse and full of insects, as they said. And he pointed to those spiders. So, Conglomerate will probably be quite busy making sure that we do not get into too much trouble.
I fear that this forest is going to be the most difficult part. Well,
We
Quite
have little
possible.
choice.
perhaps a short rest to catch our breaths before we head off on a road then. Would that be reasonable, or is it getting late enough to be looking
Well,
for
It's about,
safety for the
it's almost
night?
5 o'clock. But before you do that, Cyclona, was there anything else you needed to ask before the Sketty joins his group and leaves?
Let me go ahead and double check here. I don't think I've got anything. Because I already asked about the spiders thing. Wait to declare ourselves as allies.
Well,
Yeah, I think that's pretty.
in,
Oh, go ahead.
in that case, seeing that he finishes teaching Conglomerate what he can, and he turns back to you, Cyclonin, and you see he takes his whole spear, one of the ones he was using to fight, and he very slowly turns it around and sticks the point into the ground, and then lets it drop. And then he says, You and your friends have saved us several deaths. You have helped us to take out the spiders. And for that, we can never repay in kind. And so, if you see us again and you need our help, we will be there. Thank you.
With the honor, may salvation find us all.
Of course. And he then bends over, he picks up his spear, kind of puts it, he's got a holder in the back, he puts it back there. And then he kind of turns around and then joins the rest of the group. And once he does that, they kind of go and head off to presumably another location in the caves. So that leaves you together there. So it's about 5 o'clock now. So what are you going to do next?
Well, I do think the rest would probably be in order.
Quick
perhaps-
rest.
Now that Conglomerate and Tavros seem to be a little more alert, perhaps we are in better shape, but we will probably want to get some rest, so it has been a busy day.
Right. Are we going to camp down early and get an early start in the morning, or are we gonna get another couple of hours ahead?
I was thinking we could move forward some. We can always rely on Conglomerate's newfound skills, plus I can probably help him because I can always use my scout echo to look ahead a fair distance.
Okay. You may take you to the map.
Sure.
If anybody else? Yeah.
Although I
What'd you
guess,
say, Tom?
well, yeah, I guess since this area is cleared, maybe this would be the best spot for the short rest.
Okay, you want to do a short rest there? Okay, I'll take you back then.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we probably should get that out of the way regardless.
Oh, I thought you said you're going to go forward first, but that's fine. But this is cool.
Oh, yeah, I meant in reference to long rest.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured since it was already like 5 p.m., if we just move forward a couple hours and then just took our long rest.
Yeah, I think, well, yeah, if we moved a couple hours, I'd rather actually make some headway up the cave first. We could always just cut short of any potential conflict and then go ahead and rest.
Sounds like you have two people who want to do different things, so I would suggest getting party consensus.
No,
I mean, are
Davros
people
and-
really especially hurt?
They're largely in good
Judges-
condition.
Judge is pretty low, and I believe Darcy was hurt pretty badly. I am.
Darcy healed herself while y'all were talking to the Sketty or whatever they are.
The spaghetti.
In that case, Judge is pretty low.
Spaghetti.
Seems to be about it.
I think I'm perfectly healthy, per usual.
Well, we can. If we are feeling well, then I suppose we can just head a few hours into the night and find a good place for a night's long rest. Might not have to waste an hour or so resting. We can get headway on our travel.
Yeah. I'm eager to
Why not
try
get
out my
that?
new spider avoiding abilities, so give it a try.
Alright, so once the consensus, you're gonna move on, you can take a short rest first.
We're gonna move and then rest after we move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let us
take a-
spend 10 minutes then. I will go ahead and scout ahead just to get the initial lay of the land, and then you can go ahead and exercise your skills as we move.
Sounds good.
That 10 minutes, Judge will go ahead and cast his good berry, and he'll just
Okay.
kind of.
Fair enough. If you need access to your sheet, if you go to the tab with the actors, you can just click on Judge, and you can get at your sheet that way, even if we're using it as a group token.
All right.
Okay. So you said you wanted to use your Scout Echo, correct?
Yeah, I'll just drag it over for that.
Well, I kind of wanted to size it. I had to change the settings, I think, because the scale is not right. Alrighty. Come on. Click, token. Vision. Let's see. Where do I have the vision for the other one? That should be the same, actually. Again, because it's a different scale. 100, 200. Oh, that's weird. Then why is it showing? That is weird. Oh no. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're good. All right. So that would be. Let's do 100 then, and then we'll do the scale as 0.5, I think. Okay, that looks about right. All right, go ahead.
All right, just a second here.
And we'll just, oops, go ahead and add you. Come on, don't be stubborn. Come on, cooperate. Add you to here. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Alright, go ahead and do your thing.
All right.
Oh, I must not have gotten your range wrong. But that's fine. You can just go ahead. It's like 1,200 feet.
All right. Well, definitely not. It's a logistically complicated day today.
Yeah, so it's 1,200 feet for 10 minutes. So that's your maximum. And I'm assuming. Oh, you need a larger range. It looks like. Actually, no. That is your range. No, yeah, you just. Yeah, you just have the 60 feet of dark vision. So I put it at 100.
Okay.
Yeah, the way I figured is with the group, everybody's got lights and stuff, so I kind of extended the range further. But since you're off on your own, it's just your own dark vision.
Okay. Yeah, I just realized I gotta find my current map here.
And go ahead and give me a stealth check because I'm assuming you're trying to avoid notice.
Well, more or less. Although, for at least for what it's worth, the thing should glide. Yeah, I mean, still visible, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
you have advantage because you're gliding.
All right, and it'll be kind of above the ground, kind of get a bit more of a bird's eye view.
Okay, fair enough. So stealth check with advantage. Okay,
Great numbers.
fair enough.
All right. Where's the good one?
While the Echo is off scouting for 10 minutes, is the group doing anything?
Just my good berry bit there.
Actually, while they're off scouting, Cyclonin, would you like to talk about the different words that we each know?
Unfortunately, he's deafened right now.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, he's
never
controlling a
mind.
scout Echo.
Well, I'll do it later then. I'll just hang around.
Why don't you guys tell Tavros and Conglomerate why you're here at all? Because I don't know if they know that.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Which is also another story for somebody else.
Perhaps you can spin an interesting tale. You are very entertaining to Darcy.
Fine.
Can anyone hear me?
Keep your
Yeah.
secrets.
Was that directed towards Darcy?
Yeah, that was. I asked Darcy, well, being the bard, I asked if she could spin a fun tale.
I can't hear what you're saying at all.
Oh, sorry.
I don't find it.
Judge just kind of said, Ms. Darcy, would you care to enlighten the other two? I mean, you do spin a very entertaining tale.
We are here to find what we are always looking for.
Power.
Mystery meat?
That too. I bet there's so much mystery meat down here. Actually, think about it. There's probably endless mystery meat for us to find.
Yeah, there's some of it laying over there in the corner.
Well, it's not mystery, so that's what it is.
That's true.
Yeah, but
But
he
you
doesn't
never
know what
know.
it's like.
It might taste like giant land crab. You never know.
Giant spiders.
Giant spider.
You could take a bite and find out.
Do it.
I
Do
might
it.
take a leg. I might take a leg for
We can
later.
roast it over the fighter.
Yeah.
Or the
I don't know
fighter.
if spiders really have meat. Do they have stuff?
They
Yes.
do. I mean, humans eat tarantulas, so
That's fair.
and
You'd
apparently
be
they taste like
surprised.
tree nuts. So they have a nutty tree nut taste to them. So there's something. I assume they're more like crunchy than anything else because they're more or less just carapace. A little bit of squish in the middle.
Alright,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound terrible.
And not only that, you know, crabs and spiders are both the arachnid family.
And these are giant spiders, so maybe it's kind of like crab meat. Who knows? Boil it and find out.
Yeah.
Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew.
Potato. Sorry.
Oh, that's a good question. Does the island have potatoes?
Actually, I don't think you've seen any.
These people are uncivilized. I want to leave.
Wait a second. I thought we ate potatoes at the Oracle's place.
They don't even have potatoes.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just have,
No, I think you're right. No, okay. So you've seen potatoes, but not very many of them.
They're
Yeah, at least
probably
it-
from the New World.
You know, the
wait,
Oracle
we've
has
seen
served us
potatoes, but not what?
Not very many of them.
Oh, I guess that's a mainland thing. No one thought to bring potatoes from the mainland.
like-
Perhaps it's just the logistics of farming enough.
Cyclone, and how's your scouting going?
I'm already hit my 1,000-foot limit, it looks like. Actually, it looks like I accidentally went a little too far, but all that doesn't look like it changes what I really would
Oh,
assume.
okay. Yeah, in that case, go ahead and nuke yourself then.
Alright, I guess I will, let's see. I'm going to try and back up just enough to, yeah, okay. Boop.
All right, so the 10 minutes passes, and Cyclonin comes back to himself. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, never mind, that's because of that. All right.
And did I see anything?
So as you were traveling, you did see a couple of giant insects, but they weren't spiders. You saw some weird-looking, pretty sure they're insects, kind of hanging down from one of the mushrooms. And you saw some weird statues off in the distance that looked kind of like insects, but they were completely still. And you saw some sort of mound on the ceiling, and you saw stuff flying in and out of the mound. Whatever it was flying around, it looked fairly small from your vantage point, but you were pretty far away, so you're pretty sure whatever it was is probably as big as you are. Otherwise, you didn't see much other than the glow of crystals coming out of a small cave. And you did see the cave kind of wrapping around both north and south.
Well, I did not see any spiders, but definitely saw plenty of signs of other creatures. Some sort of mound on the ceiling from which creatures were going in and out of, and I saw some hanging from the mushrooms, so there are still threats to worry about, but at least not the spiders.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, one other thing I need to do real quick, sorry, is turn the grid off. I don't know why that was on. All right, so what are you guys going to do next?
Well, I suppose we can go ahead and move.
Let's do it.
All right, so yep, go ahead and you should be able to move until it's no longer green.
And Conglomerate, are you going to take the lead to keep an eye out for threats?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So, Conglomerate, go ahead and make your survival check, DC 15. And everybody else make a group stealth check, DC 15.
Are we still gonna call this tracking, or is it now just a plain survival?
You could call it tracking.
Okay. All right.
So you got a 17, so you make
Oh,
your
I rolled
survival.
I rolled the wrong ability. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh, you needed.
Oh, we're doing it
stealth,
as
actually, but you
we're
don't
doing
have
it as
advantage.
a.
Actually, do you have advantage with stealth?
No, I do if I'm hiding. I misrolled.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I meant to roll survival and I clicked right above it on stealth.
Okay, yeah, you actually do need to roll stealth as well, because you're part of the group stealth check.
Perfect. Then we'll call that my group stealth roll.
But yeah, you also need to roll survival.
Okay, here's my survival.
It's only a 1, but Judge gave you a 1 on your survival skill.
Oh yeah, I think I got it.
Alright, so let's see, we got a 17, 18. Are we missing any survival checks or stealth checks? 21. Okay, so you got enough stealth successes. And Conglomerate got a 7. Is that a 17 on your survival?
18.
That is a
It's an-
17 on my
Yeah, okay,
survival.
so
Or 18.
yeah, so go
sorry,
ahead
yeah.
and move. You as you lead everybody through the mushrooms conglomerate, you tend to you tend to notice the paths the spiders usually travel in, and the types of mushrooms the spiders usually hide on in order to pounce on their prey, and you carefully lead your group through the least likely paths for the spiders to be.
Nice.
And eventually, you get to an intersection. You can see it goes north, it goes south, and you can see light from crystals coming out of a smaller cave. So, where do you go from there?
From here, there are multiple ways to go. However, I believe that consulting my directions here. So we have caves. Okay, travel north, and then on the way splits, head northeast, which I believe we have done, and then let's see. Eventually, the way will split again, go south. So it appears that we must go south here.
Okay,
Are we
as
not
you
to go to the
continue to
crystal
go
cave?
south, the cave looks very similar. However, you do notice that as you come up, the way splits again.
Let me see. So.
You can see it splits to the east or southeast and southwest.
Okay, we shall go to the east.
As you continue to travel down the cave, you start to notice that it starts to get a little bit more chilly in the cave. And you see every once in a while little bit of wisps of purple fog. Very light, but a wisp here and there. Let's see.
Maybe we're getting closer to that mist forest they were talking about.
More
Yeah,
awesome.
we are supposedly going to get to some cliffs first, if I remember correctly.
So
Alright.
as you continue to travel, I think that's pretty much the end of your turn. But yeah, as you continue to travel, one of you would probably be Gizzard. Gizzard, you hear a crack beneath you as you kind of step on some rocks. What do you do?
Move out of that spot and warn everyone. Y'all, the ground is not stable.
All right, go ahead, and as you kind of drop to the ground, or you kind of jump away and kind of drop to the ground, go ahead and give me a dex save.
Let's see. My dex is pretty solid. Never mind.
As you hear Gizzard talking about get out of the way, all of a sudden you hear this crack and some stones break, and you see Gizzard kind of fall and out of view. And you can see that Gizzard seems to have the ground's kind of given way, and you can see there's kind of cracks, kind of a greenish. There's kind of a greenish moss growing on the ground. And you can see that it was kind of covering an area where the stone was kind of cracked and weak. And as he slams into the ground, he takes. Come on, can you upright? There you go. He takes 4 points of damage. And he's now in a 10-foot deep pit. So what do you do?
A 10-foot hole?
Yeah.
That's it.
Is it hurt?
I'm going to cautiously approach, keeping my echo about 30 feet behind me. So I'm going to try and get close to the edge and look down.
Okay, you look down and you see this fairly wide hole. It's probably about 7-8 feet wide. and at least 10 feet deep. And you can see the ground is very jagged and it's almost spiky, and you can see some blood where Gizzard had fallen and one of the spikes had kind of grazed his leg.
I pull out some rope and throw it down to him.
As you do so, you see some sort of motion down in the pit, and Gizzard, you notice as well that there is some sort of long, almost worm-like creature, probably about 4 feet in height, and you're not sure how long it is because it's kind of sticking out of the wall. So yeah, you can see it kind of coming out. You throw down the rope. So Gizzard, what do you do?
Climb out of there.
They
Okay, so
didn't
you go
teach me
rush to
about
climb out of
this.
the rope, and you notice the worm creature kind of coming out and trying to grab you. So go ahead.
And I'm helping pull him up.
Okay,
Jesus
so
Christ.
go ahead and give me an athletics check with advantage because something.
Okay. Well, advantage is nice. But this is not my best of.
Can
Wow.
I take
With the 9, as you're
Hold
climbing on the
on,
rope.
wait. I'm bending my luck.
Okay, go ahead.
let's see. With that worm
Okay,
coming out,
cool.
can Judge
All
try
right,
and
so
make
with
a
the
reaction?
12, you barely, the worm kind of bites the bottom of your boot, rips off some of your boot as you get pulled out of the hole.
Jeez.
And the
Well.
worm just retracts back into the hole.
Good. I want nothing to do with that worm.
All right, what do you guys do next?
So the ground.
Get out of here.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm probably gonna go ahead and start using the haft end of my glaive to kind of push the ground as we move forward. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep my echo 30 feet behind me.
Okay, fair enough. So you've spent 10 minutes moving. You can spend another 10 minutes moving if you so wish. As you continue traveling to the south, you can see this kind of eerie light. You can see that there's crystals that are kind of covering the ceiling of the cave, but on the ground you notice that the mushrooms become more dense, and you can definitely see the purple mist getting thicker.
Seems that they are on the right track.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh wow.
As you continue to travel, you, fortunately, due to Conglomerate's role, you do see the occasional spider and spiderweb in the distance, but Conglomerate continues to expertly weave you through the spiders. And so, go ahead and stop real quick, because I'm going to go and show you something here to kind of give you a flavor of the kind of stuff you're seeing.
It's very safe.
Oh yeah.
Super safe.
All right, so you have reached where the mist becomes thick, and the mushrooms become much tighter. Everything is more packed together, so your movement is basically rough terrain. So your movement is reduced to 600 for 10 minutes.
Dang.
Let's see, how far have you traveled? Okay, so yeah, so you can move another 300.
All right, let me just review this stuff here.
And obviously, as you look north, you can see that there's a smaller cave full of crystals, but very few mushrooms.
It looks like south is the way we want to go, and I do believe I see a cliff ahead.
Okay, go ahead and stop. Go ahead and advance the time to 10 minutes. So, up ahead, you can see that there's definitely a cliff, and it looks rather massive. And beyond the cliff, you just see this fairly well lit chamber, all things considered. But you can see this really thick, massive mushroom forest, and you can see that the purple mist becomes much thicker. All right, go ahead. Once you reach the cliff's face, you can go ahead and stop. In fact, you can just go ahead and move there, and I'll go ahead and take you to the map. Alrighty, so where is that?
Oh, crap, that's huge.
And close that for now. Alright, so as you approach the Mist Cliffs, and you find that you can see that the side of the giant cave over here. You can see there's several massive rocks. There's quite a few mushrooms, but your view forward is kind of blocked, so you can't quite see the cliffs from here. Although you saw them from a distance, from another vantage point. So what do you do? In fact, this might be time to use the group, so let me go ahead and do that. Hide you guys. And make sure the group is controlled by everybody. I'm surprised it's not already. Oh, it is. Okay, I just have to give it vision. Vision, enabled, light. Light source. And you guys still can't see. Why is that?
Nope.
Sorry about that. I thought I gave everybody control. Configure ownership. And everybody should be able I just gave it vision. Oh, it didn't take. Okay, there it goes. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm gonna push you back. So there you go. Anybody can control that. You guys should be able to move as a group. So what do you do?
Well, let's go have a peek at these cliffs we must go down, yes?
Yeah. See how bad they are.
So as you continue to move, you can hear some movement in this direction. Likely spiders. You feel, Conglomerate. Also, you can see. Here we go. Sorry, I'm missing something here. You can see several kind of like statue-looking objects, but they look kind of like almost like stone worms sticking out of the ground over here. And you also notice that there are some sort of strange insects that are hanging from the mushrooms themselves.
I
Okay.
remember those stone statues. They turn into rather nasty, rocky-looking worms.
Yeah, don't go near any of the things. I'm gonna point out everything I see to everybody. Don't go near those spiders or the statues or the hanging insects. Let's just try to make our way through this real carefully.
Here we go.
Sneakily.
Alright, so as he points them out, I'm just going to go ahead and drop them on the map. They're kind of just hanging there at the moment. And now that he's pointing out the statues, I'm just going to go ahead and place them on the map. You can see where they are. Alright, so what are you guys going to do? They haven't seemed to have noticed you yet. You can potentially sneak past them, or you can attack them, or try to go around. So, or or something else. So, what are you gonna do?
I think we should do this sneakily.
Very well. Maybe go to the east then?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, if you're gonna try to sneak, you'll need to give me a group stealth check.
Will do. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
That's 2 failures so far.
Oh,
Wearing all that heavy armor, Tavros.
2 successes.
One
So
second.
you were missing 2 more.
so
It's tied.
far
currently.
we're doing okay.
Okay, so that is enough successes. So you guys managed to sneak, but as long as you avoid getting more, as long as you don't get too close to them. So what do you do?
So I'm assuming we walk under these mushrooms, right?
To a point, you'll notice when you get to the center, it gets solid. You can tell where you can walk because you can see through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you continue to walk through the mushrooms. And as you do so, you can see the occasional insect as well.
Delightful.
And you can definitely hear the sound of something moving in this direction. Okay, so a bit beyond here, you can see there's some rocks that are kind of blocking your movement. So you really can't get past the edge.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get back to the west.
Okay.
Good maneuvering.
As you notice that the mushrooms seem to be getting packed tighter, closer together.
This is truly a strange land indeed.
However, you do see a small gap you might be able to fit through.
And
And eventually, you get through the that part of the mushroom forest. And as you get closer, you get the sense that of the cavern becoming even more massive, and you start to see the edge of the massive cliff. And as you get up close, you can see how truly massive the cliff is. And from here down to the bottom is easily 100 to 150 feet.
thanks.
This should be the fun part, I think. Yes.
Tyler, we can't. I can't hear you if you're talking.
Sorry. So, well, this should be the fun part, I think. Yes.
Yeah, do we have enough rope? I think I have 50 foot of rope.
Well, as long as we only have about 30 feet of rope, that should be more than enough for all of us.
To get down 150 feet? Alright, yeah, fair enough.
No,
Sounds
just
like a
30 feet.
plan.
I think I might be able to do something a little more interesting than trying to scale. But let's just see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Miss Darcy, being the smallest and lightest, would you be willing to be carried down the cliff?
Actually, is she the smallest? I might be smaller than you, Darcy.
Why
Oh,
would you be
that's
smaller
okay.
than Darcy?
How tall
We-
is
we
she?
are-
She's
Are we
not
in, like, human
freaking
form?
6 foot like Happy, you stinkers. So, let's see. Not sure. I don't think I have it written down anywhere.
Come on.
But I know she's not huge or anything like that.
Yeah, how
She's
tall
like
would
maybe
you be,
5'5",
Darcy?
5'6". She's not that tall.
Okay,
Gotcha.
sounds about right.
Never mind.
Probably like 5'6".
Um,
And if you're not counting her antlers.
sure. I have built-in climb speed, so if you want somebody to do some harder climbing, I can definitely do it.
Well,
Heck yeah.
Very
if you
comfortable.
truly wish to, but I think I will be just jumping. Yes,
Okay, have fun.
we all will. We all will. It will be wonderful.
We'll have a great time for sure.
Yes. Miss Darcy, if you could choose your big strong champion to ferry you to the ground, I
I
think
am
we'll have this all
trust
done.
one of you to carry me.
Well, that's what I just said moments ago. Yes.
I'm extremely trustworthy.
Why don't you explain your plan first?
Well, as long as we stay within about 30 feet of each other, we will all run, jump off the cliff, and land safely and gently at the bottom. At least 5 of us will. So
All right.
6 must be carried.
Sounds good. I'm gonna run and jump off then, I guess.
Grab him.
All right,
Grab him.
go ahead and give me a dex check. Say acrobatics. Or dex.
Acrobatic.
As Conglomerate just runs.
No, let him
You
do it.
grab
I
him.
want to see
So,
it.
Conglomerate,
Grab
you
him,
just
it's
been
like-
grabbed by Judge.
Are we jumping
Not-
or not?
We will, all at the same time, when we are ready. You cannot go early or you will splat.
Look, man, when you say jump, I say how high, all right?
Yes, well, we will all jump together, perhaps holding hands.
Oh, that's kind of cute. All right.
I don't
Gizzard,
say that kind of
I need a travel buddy.
Yes. Anyway, at least 5 of us can do this. Darcy being the lightest, it would be easiest to carry you down gently.
All right, pick your favorite.
It's not about favorites. Who's actually physically able to hold her without dropping her.
That's fair.
Should be Tavros. Shouldn't he have the highest strength?
He has the best strength.
I
Yeah.
am the greatest warrior of my age.
I don't care about your warrior. I care if you can hold me.
Probably. Whatever. It's no big deal.
It is.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm pretty sure.
She's gonna motion for you to pick her up.
Okay, I'll pick her up.
Uppies.
Uppies! she did uppies.
Alright, you pick up Darcy. Now,
Yeah.
Featherfall does slow you down. You know, think of it like a parachute or what have you. But carrying somebody will add extra strain. So what I'll have you do is make a strength check at the end.
Yeah,
Okay.
as long as he can carry her, so should be.
Yeah, it'll be something like if he lands suddenly, does he drop her? Does he fall? Blah blah blah, or does everything just fine?
Yeah.
Everything will be fine.
All right. If Darcy and Tavros, if you two are ready, I will go ahead and glad Conglomerate's hand to make sure he doesn't try doing anything prematurely again. Now, all of us shall just take some quick steps and jump off the cliff as far out as we can in order to clear any jagged rocks on the edge, yes?
Oh yeah.
All right. On the count of 3. 1.
As he's starting this count, I send my echo out and put it out on the cliff, kind of at max range.
Okay.
3.
Jump!
I'll run and jump.
All right, so you run and jump. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is the cliff isn't straight. You know, there are jagged rocks and stuff coming out. So I'm going to have
That's why we
everybody
gotta jump out far
essentially
enough.
make a group athletics check. Whoever's in there who's doing the jumping, this Darcy doesn't have to make it, and obviously Cyclonin doesn't because he's doing the echo thing. So everybody
Make a what check? Sorry.
athletics.
Okay.
Basically,
Athletics, or would it be?
can you jump out far enough to avoid hitting the side of the cliff?
Oh, I'm so
Would that
athletic.
be more acrobatics?
Okay. All right.
You can do acrobatics if you want.
Wait.
I have really good athletics, but I rolled terribly.
You did get a 10.
Yeah, I have a
Might
plus
be
8.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's see what we got. So we got Judge with the 20. You got a 13. You got a 21. Okay, that's I said it's a group check, so that's good enough. All right, so you jump over because you're kind of all grouping together. You're jumping together, so you know it's kind of like you're working together with that. And then the second thing is Tavros. Go ahead and give me a strength check, just you.
Okay.
He's gonna drop Darcy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Here comes the natural one.
Yeah. That's a 6. Uh-oh, I think she
You
jumped
land, and as you land, you kind of lift your arms, and Darcy kind of falls through, but you know you still absorb most of the force, so it's fine. You know, so Darcy kind of slumps through and kind of lands on her butt on the ground, but she doesn't take any damage.
Huh.
It does
She'll
hurt
be alright.
Darcy. So what do you say?
You
Darcy?
have one job. One. You
Just be
can't handle
thankful.
that.
Just be thankful it was me. All right. Anyone else would have dropped you way harder. All right.
And that is why I asked her to choose her champion.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move you down. So you made it to the bottom here. And we're going to go ahead and open up the, All right, so you find yourself at the bottom of the cliff. It is about 5:42 at the moment. You can see this kind of massive, very dense mushroom forest. So your speed is halved. So instead of 1,200, you got 600 to move in 10 minutes. You see a couple of interesting things. To the west, you see a set of cliffs kind of heading downward, and as the tunnel kind of goes off to the west, you see a middle that goes south, and you can see multiple cliffs kind of leading downward. But because you're kind of higher up compared to those cliffs, way in the distance, you can see some sort of lake and waterfall. And you can see that there's actually kind of a glow coming from the lake and the waterfall. Judge, you get the sense that there's something there, some connection with the Eve. And in fact, when you focus on it, you sense that it might even be the place of power. And then, of course, off to the west, the cave kind of continues off, and you don't see much of it, but you get the sense that there's water over this direction, lots of it. So, what do you do?
Well, I do not know the directions we are supposed to be taking, but I'm quite intrigued about this underpath here, and I just kind of point.
Feels magic-y.
And Dave, I think you were trying to talk, but you weren't coming through, so you go ahead and say what you're going to say.
I am just attempting to update my map.
So, Conglomerate, you've been leading us rather well.
Tyler, you got quiet again.
What's up?
Conglomerate, you've been leading us rather well through the forest, but Do you remember our path once we come down the cliff?
Like
I have the
to get to
directions,
the
just a moment.
Shentong and the village. I don't remember exactly the path.
Okay, where
I
was
remember
it?
they told me to go through the mist forest, I think, and then I think towards the east after
Okay,
that. I'm not
descended the
sure. Or
cliff,
south again.
We are supposed to go south.
Yes, south again. It's like a weird circle.
Would anybody be overly? It's not too
You're
terribly
really flying
late.
again.
Sorry. Well, it's not too terribly late, but would anybody be thinking about a short detour?
For what?
You have
Oh,
in mind.
inquiries?
I sense some very interesting magics, and I just kind of point down towards the light and the waterfall.
Oh,
I believe it might be a place of power, perhaps. If we are so close, I mean, right there, we can stop and get it, and then continue on our path. Yes, but
Pointing more or less in the direction of the ping. Are you talking about that direction?
yes.
That is more or less the way we have to go anyway.
yeah, let's go. Check it out. So does that lake is that fed by the river or feeding the river?
Which lake?
Oh no, it's a separate. Yeah, it is kind of feeding a waterfall. Okay.
All right, so go ahead and stop there. So as you're traveling through, probably about there really, as you're traveling through this the dense trees, you start finding it's becoming difficult to find a path through the jungle, and as you continue to travel, you start to notice more sounds and more movement. Um, and so this is where you kind of find yourself. And ultimately, you were traveling south. And yeah, just as I was saying, you find that the paths harder to find. But in addition, despite your efforts, um, Conglomerate, you can see a kind of a couple of spiders kind of hanging off of some of the mushrooms. And because you find that as you've been traveling, that the paths are available to you have become fewer and fewer. So what do you do?
I mean, there's
I
still
think
a lot
this-
of bugs here, guys. We're gonna have to.
This is a good time to retreat.
Yeah.
We are not fresh for a fight like this. Perhaps we should go back towards the cliff face and rest there.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
That is a wise idea.
All right. So you kind of back off a bit.
Yeah, so the thinking was just
Oh, you're gonna go all the way back. Okay, fair enough.
yeah, probably find a nice little corner or something and maybe set up camp there.
All right, fair enough. So as you do so, it's about 6 o'clock, and so you are feeling rather tired. You have you not only have you traveled all day, from Cephesus. It took you I think 6 to 8 hours to even get to the watchtower, and so what that means is everybody needs to make a Constitution save to see who
Okey-dokey.
gains a level of exhaustion.
On save it is.
No. Oh. I'm
So
good.
Tavros makes it. Cyclonin makes it.
Wow, a rare success.
I'm
Ah.
CP.
Conglomerate makes it. Darcy makes
Does a
it.
10 make it?
And Judge, you gain a level.
Wait.
Don't say it.
Wait.
So tired.
12?
I don't think so because, well, A, that's a reaction, and B, this is kind of, this isn't a combat save. This isn't a sudden thing. It's kind of like you being tired all day. So I don't think a fortune kind of effect was going to help you here. So yeah, Judge gains 1 level of exhaustion. Everybody else is still really tired. I mean, Judge isn't the only one tired. You don't gain a level of exhaustion, but you do welcome sleep.
Did I get a level of exhaustion?
What did you roll?
A 10.
No, 10 was the DC.
Okay, cool.
If you remember, what happens is it accumulates over multiple days without getting either a full day's rest or going back to civilization. So the first day is
Yeah.
DC 10, the next day is DC 12, up to DC 16.
Got you.
Okay, so that out of the way, what do you guys do to set up your camp?
Magic.
Yeah, I don't know.
So this brings up another point. From what I remember, and I could be wrong, but what I remember, Darcy, you didn't seem super happy about getting into the unnecessary fight. So is that something?
Oh
you're
no,
still upset
she's
about?
not. She's still upset. Everyone else can sleep outside.
Nice.
Okay.
Does that mean you're casting your own tiny hut then?
Yep.
And Judge, you're casting a tiny hut as well, right?
Yeah,
So I'm getting the
I
impression
up there.
Judge and
Why
everybody
don't-
else is in one hut, and Darcy's in the other hut by herself, right?
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Why don't we do a
Nobody
tiny
allowed.
hut inside of a tiny hut?
No.
They're
No.
the same size, so
Mhm.
that wouldn't really make sense. And if
Oh.
Darcy wants to be disconnected and be here by herself, that would defeat the point. So Darcy, do you actually say anything about being upset, or do you just create a hut and just say, forget it, I'm not talking to you all?
We can play this out.
Go ahead, if you want. What do you say?
While they're doing their little thing, because I assume we're ritual casting this.
I assume so. Is that true, Judge?
You didn't
Yeah.
want to cast 2 feather falls, so probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your ritual cast, 10 minutes passes. Then what happens?
Yeah, she made sure that no one in the group was near enough to get into the little circle, and up goes the rock wall.
Okay,
And
how,
it's
does,
literally
how
just
did the rest
a
of you
rock-
respond?
A rock hut around her.
Darcy's
Mhm.
mad.
Point and laugh.
Point and laugh, indeed.
All right. Anything else happen? Or you just take your long rest?
You just take
Oh,
her
I
long
thought-
rest. Unless someone talks
Yeah.
to her, she's just putting her thing up. It's like, well, this is the girls only club, and that's the boys club over there.
Hmm.
It's not like they're too far away from each other, but it's definitely 2 separate buildings, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Judge is in his, so he's not really gonna have.
All right. Do you do anything
We
else?
can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
So, Judge is in one of the tiny huts and he can't leave, so he's not really gonna have a chance to say anything.
Right. However, Cyclonin or Gizzard or anybody else could also say something.
Well, I think she needs her space right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that.
Yeah. She's scary.
Yeah. Definitely intimidating.
The smallest member is the most intimidating. Okay.
It's true.
It's scary to us.
Yeah.
It's like those little dogs that just keep barking and will bite your ankles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with that.
I was kind of thinking more along the lines of finding a Black Widow spider right where you're trying to walk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she's not a yappy dog so much as she'll plot against you for sure.
Yeah, she'll mess your day up, so I'm just gonna let her have her space.
yeah. And
Now,
won't mess with that.
I suppose we need to consider strategies for tomorrow, or the morning, or whatever time it is.
Mhm.
The spiders are indeed a very dangerous challenge.
We might be able to sneak past them. In fact, I think we should attempt to sneak past them before we get into a fight with them. Because if we get into a fight with them, just us, we may have to even stop for the day immediately after that because of our wounds.
If we were
Yeah.
to fight past them, how many are we willing to risk?
I don't know. I haven't fought them with the full group, so I don't know, but maybe like three. Any more than that,
Three, I
it
do
might be.
think is manageable based on the fight that we had earlier today.
I think any
Yeah.
more than that, it starts to become a little bit like everybody's got their own spider to deal with, and that could be very dangerous.
Yeah, no thanks.
Also, even if we get past the spider, we're going to the lake, which is probably associated with the what are they called? The Shinkaji. Have we talked to them yet? Do we have any
The
rapport with them?
Shenkaji, no, we have not spoken with them. We have only spoken with the Enkaji and the Enlar. The Enlar
Okay,
were the workers that we helped over by the crystals with the spiders. The
got you.
Enkaji were the gatherers that
Yeah,
we
the
met.
mushroom gatherers.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, the Shinkaji, their whole deal is divine waters. So if we're going up to a divine water, I wouldn't be surprised if we find some.
Yeah.
So we'll have to deal with that. I don't think we should go into that injured because I mean, not that we want to fight them, but they might not take too friendly to us.
Definitely might not.
Well, well, if we encounter them, hopefully we will be on good terms. Fortunately, so far this has gone well.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
somehow strangely ironic that it is you that I share a common tongue with and no one else.
I speak a lot of languages. I just don't read or write them.
Do you not speak primordial, Cyclonen?
Of course, I speak primordial. The point,
As do
though,
I.
is that he is the only person who speaks abyssal.
Yeah. I also speak primordial.
Ah. Well, it is nice to know that we have a great many ways to communicate with each other.
Oh yeah, we're like the same person, you and I. We're very similar.
Identical, in fact.
Yeah.
Of course, we have some quantity of eyes, a number of limbs.
Yeah, we got like arms, there's legs there.
Yeah.
We could
Kind
be clones of each other.
exactly. You know, you might want to look into that. Maybe they cloned me and all my greatness to make an okay version of me like you.
Perhaps, so there could be some sort of conglomerate prime out there.
Uh, maybe. Don't get me thinking like that.
Yes, we must focus on the task ahead. I do wonder, though, what is our escape plan if things go wrong with these spiders? I must admit that I am disappointed that Darcy
unnecessarily put ourselves in danger there.
I mean, yeah. I think I don't know what our escape should be. My natural instinct is to just scatter. Use the scatter technique. Just run different directions and wait.
Yes, I guess that would be a very common tactic among your people.
Yeah. Scatter.
It is
It
not
works
a bad
well.
plan. It just would
And
have
then
been
you
nice
just
to have
follow each other's tracks and sense back to each other afterwards. It'll work really well.
Yes, it is just that she is still currently the one with the map. And I was hoping that that would be in the hands of someone who the least likely to put themselves at risk. If she stands too close to combat and it goes wrong, we may have to navigate out the hard way.
Why don't
No, I
we why don't we make copies of it in the morning then?
If you can get the map from her, then perhaps I can do that.
Oh, I might be able to.
Ah, yes, a charming smile, I'm certain will do it. You just have you have a way about it with your mandibles.
Yeah. I also have a bunch of hands.
Well, and you know, with those compound eyes, she can look at herself many different angles.
Yeah.
I just kind of wave my hand in front of one of a conglomerate's in front of his face just to kind of watch the multitude of reflections off the eyes.
Yeah, you see like at least 100.
Oh my god, he's got fly eyes.
Yeah, totally. It's horrifying.
I like it personally. It's charming.
Well, Judge, do you have any escape plans?
Well,
Please do not talk with your mouth full.
well, I do believe we will probably be scattering in the heat of the moment. Taking one person and trusting them to be able to get away and survive might not be a bad idea, but do we trust this responsibility? And how do we ensure their survival? This is a very harsh place.
That is true. That is why I was expecting that whoever this would be exercising additional caution.
Yes.
I'm good at finding people and hiding, but I don't know if I'm very good at cautioning.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think you could do any worse than failing to hide while standing near the source of a deadly combat.
Yeah.
I am not thrilled about this, but I suppose we will just have to take our chances.
Do it live, as they say.
Every plan has always
I
had
do
problems
see that.
facing first contact, so perhaps this one must be just kept in mind. But
You're very quiet once again.
Sorry. It's like, no plan really survives much in the way of first contact, so perhaps it is best just to keep the concept of this plan in mind and react depending on the environment. You know, maybe the battle goes this way, maybe the battle goes that way. If we choose to entrust Conglomerate here to be the one to stay away and, protect the group, and then we get into combat and he's the first one taken out, then, plans must change. So perhaps it is best to be adaptive to the situation.
Gizzard, how is your memory? Do you think you could navigate out of here just based on your recollection?
No.
At least he's honest.
He
I love
knows
the
his
lack of
limit.
hesitation.
How about yourself, Davros?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. As the leader of the party, I was paying perfect attention the whole time. So, definitely.
I think the waters of that particular brand of honesty may not be quite so refreshing, but they
I'm
could
not sure
work
what
for
you're
you.
talking. I would never lie to you.
Conglomerate, do you think your tracking would fail you if you had to retrace your steps?
I think I might be able to do it. I do kind of remember where we came from. Might not be
Good.
perfect.
Well, if Darcy fails to evacuate in a timely fashion, you are able to. Perhaps you will want to do so. I will try to stay alive, because I am confident that I could get back out. But
At the very least, I'm confident I could hide well enough and stay alive long enough to bring you all back.
that is a
Yeah.
useful alternative.
Yeah.
I'm a very good hider.
I vote Kong. Kong is the leader now.
No.
No,
Veto as the leader. Veto.
I'm just the designated runaway boy.
Okay.
I go ahead and take out my glaive and just kind of choke up on it, and then I'm just going to go ahead and using the flat of the blade, go ahead and tap on a conglomerate's shoulders, and I dub thee the party's official Sherpa.
Cool. That's me.
It is getting late. Perhaps we should get to sleep and prepare for another exciting day of mortal danger.
Sounds good.
Okay, so everybody takes their long rest. If you haven't already, go ahead and do the long rest stuff so you can get your spell slots and whatnot back.
See, clicky, clicky.
Where is the button? There it is.
Button.
Be Kong. You said long rest, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
So you should get your spell slots back, get your hit points back, etc. So, Darcy, did you do yours already?
Hold on. I'm flipping through tabs. Ugh. Get mine. Oh no. Okay, there it loads. Where's this thing?
Anyway,
There.
while Darcy's finding her, there she goes. So everybody wakes up. Judge, you're feeling more tired today than you were yesterday. To be honest, the journey is kind of wearing on you, but you're still able to continue. You feel that as you go through your morning ritual, memorizing your spells, that you still get your spells, and you're still able to fight. The rest of you, not the most comfortable thing in the world. And once you woke up and kind of dispelled your tiny hut, a bunch of the smaller kind of insects kind of fell down they basically managed to accumulate at the top of the dome.
Ew.
And you can see they're kind of crawling around in your bags and your sleeping bags and everything. So you probably spend some extra time, getting rid of these insects. All right then, it's about 7 in the morning. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I'm certain Darcy loved that particular morning shower.
Darcy, do you actually say anything about it, or are you still ignoring everybody?
I didn't quite hear what Cyclonin said.
Cyclonin, go ahead and repeat yourself.
Oh, I am certain Darcy must have loved the morning shower. Referring to all the tiny insects that rained down once the hut dismissed.
I mean, They're bugs, but they're not deadly, so they're an annoyance at best.
Did you collect all of them? Certainly none of them were brown recluses, huh?
I don't know. We'll find out if one bites you.
All right. So what are you gonna do next?
Proximity here. I'm gonna go ahead and try and scout with my echo.
All right. Oh, I deleted the echo, didn't I? Dang it! I probably should have done that. All right, no problem. We'll go ahead and make a new one.
Yeah. Well, I guess you figured I'd never use it again. It's a reasonable assumption.
It wasn't. Let me fix it up real quick, and then you can take it out. Alright, vision's enabled. I'll put that at 100. Update. Alright, you should have control, and you have. Actually, he's not really affected, so he gets the full 1,000. So as you travel through, you can definitely see the tighter paths. You can see the insects. You can, as you get closer, you also you start being able to hear the waterfall a bit, and you do notice a small group of humanoids near the small underground lake.
Do they look like the denizens of this place? Or completely unfamiliar?
They do look similar, but go ahead and hover over the tokens so you get a better view of what they look like. So you can see that they're kind of hunched over, and you can see they're wearing this kind of tattered robes. Most of them are missing an eye, and you can kind of see they have these kind of long, sharp teeth, and they hold these kind of gnarled canes. And then they have lots of what looks like large water bags or large wine skins, water skins, and they're kind of strapped all over their bodies.
All right.
Huh.
And I just realized.
Are we on a smaller
do I need
map?
to I don't think it was tracking the total movement properly.
It should be in brackets, I think. It should be the movement in brackets, isn't it?
Oh, like right now.
Oh yeah, it's not tracking it. That is weird. Okay. So you
back over here and
you had about 500 more from there, so you
and turn and reset it.
Okay, fair enough.
Ah!
Sorry.
There's so many.
Like I can. Sorry about that.
Bow.
Okay. So there's the 500. And then
I don't know why it does that. Oh well.
And
so you can see these cliffs. They keep going down further and further. Each one is roughly 100 feet to 150 feet. So this is quite a bit, several hundred feet lower than where you started.
One thing I'm curious about is as I'm going past where this area here, do I see much in the way of spiders? Any possible safe areas to get through?
Go ahead and give me. You do see lots of spiders. Go ahead and give me a perception or survival check. Survival has lower DC.
I'll take the perception check.
Fair enough. All right. So you examine the area. You do see a possible path, at least for now. But the spiders are moving around.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm just going to try and get over here to get another quick look.
Okay, yeah, as you get closer, you can see that the group of humanoids is doing something at the lake water. You can also see a group of gatherers, which you do recognize. And looking past the gatherers, you see a much larger body of water, which you think is probably or possibly connected to the rivers you saw when you first entered this place.
Hmm. So I bet that those are the Shinkaji collecting divine waters to do their business.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and dismiss the echo.
Okay.
I do believe I have spotted what is for the moment a safe path through these spiders. We do see the Shinkaji down there, and also saw some of the Enkaji. So we might want to speak with the Enkaji first.
Sounds
Um,
good.
All right.
So yeah, you should have your full, or no, 600 feet of movement. So because it's still dense. And if you guys are going to attempt to go down your path, you notice between the spiders, you'll need to give me a group stealth check. I will say that because the everything's kind of packed so tightly together, that it will be a DC 16 check, which means you need at least 3 people rolling a 16 or better on their stealth.
Before we do that, I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace on the group.
That is quite useful.
Okay. Does that give advantage on? How's that?
It's a plus 10.
It gives us all a
Oh,
plus
wow.
10.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
doing-
so that's
I'm
a
doing
DC
ranger
6 then.
things.
So a DC 6 on your stealth check.
They managed to make.
Sorry, I should have told you before you made the DC.
That's okay.
I feel kind of.
It's a good thing you did this, by the way, based on the roll so far.
Oh yeah, we would have been fighting
Yeah,
spiders.
you guys are good. That's pretty funny. Alright, so that means that you guys can go back through that same area without worrying about the spiders. So go ahead and move your 600 feet. Yeah, it's tracking that one correctly, so I don't know why it was confused about the other one. So weird. Alright, so
600.
Yeah, 600. So 10 minutes passes. You notice that the Shinkaji have actually moved to a kind of a different area of the lake, and you notice that the gatherers have started to climb down the cliff.
Okay. I'm gonna take a quick glance at my little token to make sure it's in good condition, and then pack it safely away, and then continue moving.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, so you get to the cliff again. So is it going to be the same thing where you're going to cast Featherfall?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself down the cliff then. And Judge, that's a ritual cast, right? Or
It
a spell
is.
Spell slot.
Okay, well go ahead and
Yeah,
make
it's
it
a
for
spell
us
slot.
then, so you can use the slot.
Alrighty. Does Darcy want to keep her same champion, or is that going to change?
I don't think we have very many other people who can carry her.
I think he's probably your best bet. I could technically do it all right, but I don't want to be
Like,
responsible
who
for your
has the
wrath.
highest strength? Like,
Definitely Tavros. Definitely Tavros.
Alright. So, like, unless you have like a 3 and up modifier strength, it'd probably just be best if he does it, just because of higher chance of success.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm not going to make you make the jump again because you guys did that successfully once before. But Tavros, I am going to make you make a strength check before, since you didn't quite make that.
How far down is this cliff?
Between 100 and 150.
Okay.
And I can always hold off for a few seconds and let us fall. And
Featherfall us on the last half.
I can't hear you what you're saying.
And I can always kind of hold off on Featherfall and give us a little bit of a head start if it's too far for Featherfall to take us all the way down safely.
Oh, it's not too far. It's just, yeah, we probably don't need to do base jumping.
All right.
Yeah, so you guys make the jump. Tavros, go ahead and give me the strength check.
No, all right.
And
No.
this time around, you kind of land at the bottom of the cliff, and you hold Darcy tight, and nothing bad happens. Notice this time, Darcy, that you're still being properly held when you're on the ground again.
She pushes herself out of his grasp.
Okay, as you push yourself out of his grasp, you come across the next cliff.
How close are the, how close to the Enkaji?
Actually, by now they're on the ground.
All right. But and this is also like 300 feet down?
It's about 100 to 150 feet. Same as the other one.
Okay. That is, not too, I'm gonna call down to them, holding the, pulling up a token and holding, and I'm gonna call out, "Hail, friends!"
They look up. Iman, what do you do up there?
We seek. Hold on a second. We seek
Shentong.
the Shentong. We were instructed to travel this way.
Come down and we will talk.
Of course. Judge, do you wish to do the honors again?
Of course.
How many times can you featherfall?
I've got, well, 3 spell slots left, but give me an hour and I can get them back.
Okay.
We can also climb if it's too much of a burden.
Oh, we'll have to climb up. This is much better, especially since they're waiting for us.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead and do your featherfall. And Tavros, I won't make you make the strength check again since you succeeded last time.
Okay.
Alright, so you land on the ground, and you can see the Sketty kind of looking at you, with eyes open as you kind of slowly float down and touch the ground. And one of them steps forward to you, Cyclonan, since you're the one who spoke, and he says, "Welcome, Iman. We are the Inkaji. I see that you have befriended the Inlar. How did you do that?"
We had encountered them fighting the spiders and joined the fight. In the process, we managed to bring 2 of them, well, my companion Judge in particular, managed to bring 2 of them back from certain death.
Oh, I see you have great power. If you can do that, and you can float, you are definitely strong in the Shin Mofa. Why do you come this way?
We seek the Shentong, and it is our understanding that from another group of Enkaji that we could come this way to get to. Let's see, where is that? Loading. To get to the Enshi.
That is what you seek. Yes, he points behind him and he says, "You must go up that cliff and the cliff beyond. From there, if you go southwest, you will enter the cave of the Enshi. And you just keep going southwest and you will know when you are there. You will see a guard post. Present yourselves there and present your desire for peace."
Thank you.
may be questioned by the Shenbu. And then he looks around. Yeah, he kind of looks forward at the group near the lake, and you can see the leader kind of sigh heavily, and he says, "Well, I have my own business to attend to. Good luck, farewell." And he starts kind of heading off. So what do you do?
As they were talking and Judge didn't understand a word of it, he wants to kind of do a sense of magic, because now that he's closer, he wants to get a better sense of the magic he could
Yeah,
feel
the place
yesterday.
of power. This here is definitely a place of power.
I don't know if it would be very political of us to absorb their place of power while they're actively using it.
Yeah, I see your point.
I mean, we could wait for
actually,
them to leave.
as the gatherers are about to go, I'm going to
Definitely.
ask them, what is your relationship with the Shenkaji?
I shall. The best way to say it was, we are of the En, and they are the Shen, and they sometimes would look down upon us. That particular group is worse than most.
How do they feel about the Imam?
They're wary. They're wary of any creatures that may hold more power or more Shen Kong than they.
And what, Kong, you said?
Yes, Shen Kong.
Oh, do you need that word? Hold on, I
How's that
know that
spelled?
one.
Spell it.
I think I have that one. Kong. It's control of the Shenmofa. Later tonight, we should exchange words.
Said control
That
of
sounds
Shen
like
Mofa.
ominous.
Oh, we should exchange our vocabulary.
Indeed.
They just have like endless words for magic, like Shenmofa, and then Shenkong's control of the Shenmofa, and then the Shenlu is the flow of the Shenmofa. All kinds of
Yeah.
craziness.
And I'm sure you remember the Shen Zion as well.
Of course, the divine sight, yep. Or the divine magic stuff. Yep, I've got them all written down.
Anyway, they kind of continue off on their way. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to move you. I meant to move them. There we go. So what are you guys gonna do?
Should we?
Do we wish to speak with the Shen? Those what Shenkaji were they?
Mhm. Shenkaji.
It does sound like they may not be particularly friendly.
Yeah, I've heard that they're not the greatest. Even before this, the other Enkaji I was talking to were not super thrilled about them. Said that they were very prickly sometimes.
Well, the Enkaji, the directions they provided do match up with what I was previously told. We could continue to the Enshi and seek out this loading. The Shendong.
I think
But
that if we want to avoid repercussions, we should either get permission to use the divine sight or do it when nobody's looking. Because I think
Perhaps
they'd
we
be
should.
very upset if we just walked up and stole it in front of their eyes.
I definitely agree.
Perhaps we should talk to the Shentong first and get more information, and then that might give us a bit more insight as far as what we might do about that. I do, however, see that glimmer in Judge's eye.
Yeah, I mean, we could wait for them to leave and swing by and pick it up real quick, but
Well,
it's up to a vote.
we can ask them. If there is a diplomatic solution, that is fine.
How do the others feel about speaking to the Shenkaji?
I say
Oh.
we try. Personally,
And they should be mildly impressed. They can watch us just down the cliff.
That's not
Distance.
gonna be impressive though to them. It's gonna be intimidating.
Yeah, this is kind of a Mean Girls situation.
Uh-huh.
Ah,
We're badder than they are. They're mad about it.
Like, oh my god, look at those Emon.
Yeah, right? They're not gonna be happy.
gotcha.
I can't believe they think anybody likes them.
I mean, most people don't.
yeah.
That's true.
Look
even
at
on
those
the surface.
freaks. They can't even climb down a cliff properly.
Oh, and all that property damage.
That's okay. Just wait till we try and climb up.
Yeah.
How many Shenkaji do we see over there?
Probably around 3 of them.
Darcy, what is your opinion?
Why risk having to deal with them when we can wait them out? If they are so intimidated by others,
Definitely a fair point. So do we wait or do we go speak with the Shentong first?
we came here for 2 things, did we not? The power is right there, the object is further. Surely they not wish to take forever to gather whatever they are gathering.
Well, then I suppose we can spend a little time here and watch and see what they do and then make a decision based on that.
It's like a good idea.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. So, are you guys gonna wait? Are you going to attempt to hide or anything, or are you just gonna stand there out in the open?
Probably would be a good.
Perhaps we should make sure that we are out of sight. They may not be inclined to leave if they think they are being watched.
Okay. So there are
Yeah.
some large pillars over here. You can see they're kind of blocking your light. So go ahead and give me basically a stealth hiding check with advantage.
Oh yeah.
That's a group check.
I already get advantage for hiding.
It's been less than an hour, right?
Yes. It's about 20 minutes so far.
Pass without straight trace should still be in action then.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that gives you your plus 10 then.
What?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay, good enough. You got a plus 10. Good enough. You guys succeed.
Although it was funny, I saw this one roll and I'm just like, oh my gosh, and then I didn't realize the dice was green, and then I look over, how'd I crit?
Okay, well, despite the low rolls, because of Pass Without Trace, you guys do manage to hide. And about 20 minutes later, you notice that the Sketty start climbing the cliff again, and the Shenkaji, they actually start heading away toward another cliff. Are you going to continue to wait, or what are you going to do?
Perhaps we should wait and see if they climb the cliff. If they do, then 3 of us should go to the place of power. The other 3 should act as a distraction. If we are going to do this. Any thought?
I mean, I'm all down to yoink it, but we also might want to figure out what they're using it for, because if we upset the balance down here and put them in a spot where they'll lose to darkness, we could potentially.
Well, one thing I'll go ahead and
lose some
clarify
allies.
is when you absorb power from a place of power, you're limited on how much power you can absorb, and you can't absorb it all yourself. That's why it's still open for other groups to come and do it. So,
Yeah, it's not
okay,
like we're going to completely turn it to nothing.
So yeah, you can't absorb it all.
Oh, we're just
It's
kind of like
not possible.
leeching. Okay, perfect. Then yeah, let's do that. I like that. Let's grab it real quick.
All right. So are you waiting for them to continue climbing, or are you going to do it now?
Let's give 'em a
Let's
moment
just
to
let
find
them
the-
get out of here. Let's let them get out of here and see if we can sneak in, hide along the shore somewhere, and perform our ritual in secret.
Okay. So you notice two things then. You notice the Sketty skillfully climb the cliff over here, and then they continue along their way. And you notice that the Shinkaji, they also scale the cliff, but in a different way. You see them kind of walk up to the cliff, and then you kind of see them do this circular motion, almost like they're dancing, and then water erupts from their hands as they do so, and they kind of spin and just kind of fly up and land on the top of the cliff, and they continue along their way.
Hey, Judge, can you do that?
Not at the moment, no.
Lame.
So lame.
All right, so 10 minutes passes and you no longer see them.
Let's sneak into position, hide up along the shore, and get this going.
Which three you want to intercept, just in case it is necessary.
I'll keep watch. I'll hide somewhere and keep watch. Probably farther up, closer to the river, where I think they would come from.
Yeah. During that 10 minutes, I'm going to try and turn back into my avatar form, just so that they're not necessarily seeing normal me if this goes wrong.
Okay.
I'm also going to tuck the token away. So yeah, once that's done, I guess I'll be part of the group that goes over to do the ritual.
Okay, fair enough. We can go ahead and move the token down there. I know some of you are staying back, but just so you can kind of see what's over there. All right.
Actually, hold on, I'm gonna, just so that I can get a little bit more of my map proper here.
And by the time you get there, your pass without trace will be wearing off.
Yep.
All right, so once you get there, I'm assuming the three down there, you're going to do your hour ritual?
Yeah.
Okay, so you start going through your hour ritual at the base over here, and the rest of you kind of stay behind the pillar to the north and kind of wait things out. The hour passes, nobody seems to come out at the moment, and everybody gets 1 experience point as you absorb the power of this place. You can kind of feel that the area around this place and the water, it's very ancient. This place has been here for a very long time. However, you can also feel that this isn't a place of the dead. This isn't Erminig. This is somewhere. This is somewhere in between. All right. So it is now 9 o'clock. You absorb the power. You no longer see either group anymore.
So we got to tick that experience up, or did you do it?
I should have done it automatically. I clicked it up just
Okay.
now. Everybody can check on your sheet to make sure. You should have 2 experience points, I think. Yeah, it looks right.
Yep, that looks correct.
Yep, I'm good.
Halfway to the next level.
Huzzah.
All right. Are you done with your mapping?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move you down because that's where you would be. So what? Oh, and let me go ahead and advance your turn again. So let me do that. No, it's incoming. Sorry. All right, you can go ahead and continue.
We'll go here and
So you find yourself at the base of the cliff. It's 100, 200 feet, 50 feet high. So what do you do?
don't suppose you have feather lift, do you?
Or that cool water thing they did.
Neither of those I have. But
How high is the cliff?
Between 100 and 150 feet.
Is it just one big old shot upwards?
It's actually, you can see, it's actually kind of spins outward and inward. It's very, very rough. Yeah, it's not a straight vertical climb.
Does
Right.
anybody have 50 feet of rope? If so, I believe I have enough to go from the top all the way down.
Yeah, I have 50 feet of rope. I'm also a very strong climber, so I can come up with you if you want. or if you have
I would
something
like to
else.
cast a spell, please.
Okay.
Ooh, man.
What are you casting?
I'm going to polymorph.
Even better.
Okay, go ahead and click on the spell so we can see it, and then go from there. What are you polymorphing into?
I'm going to polymorph into one of the giant cave spiders that's been lurking.
Fun.
All right, fair enough.
Jeez.
Whee!
Creature you see within range, do new form, blah blah blah.
I cheated in seeing these boogers everywhere, so
New form can be any beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target or the target's level. Let me check and see if you can turn it into spiders.
well, for what it's worth, as a CR, I mean, if they were a CR 7, then that would be a challenge. One of them would be a challenge for 4 of us.
Okay.
So I would suspect their CR is less than that.
Okay, yeah, you can do it.
I am now a giant mama spider of the caves.
Fair enough. So that looks like Darcy has the situation handled. Cyclonin and Conglomerate are going to be climbing. So what about everybody else?
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and hand one end of the rope to Darcy and see what she does.
Hiss at you.
Very well. All right, we're climbing. Judge, be ready to cast Featherfall.
Alrighty, but I'm not going to be a very good climber if I could get some assistance from someone somehow.
Well, if either Conglomerate or I can get to the top, then we will be able to help the others. In fact, Conglomerate here is the other end of the rope. That way, regardless of if one of us falls, the other still has an end.
Sounds good.
All right, so what I'm going to have you do is you both have climbing speed, right? So the bottom part of the cliff, the first leg of the cliff isn't really a problem for you guys. You kind of slowly climb up. However, you find a section where the cliff kind of juts out and it's much harder to find handholds. So I'm going to have you both make climbing checks. So that'll be an athletics check for both of you.
How far away is the nearest kind of safe hold? Because I might use my echo to swap positions to get to a better spot.
Probably about 50 feet up from where you are.
In that case, I think I will try that. I'll bring the echo to maximum distance, send it up, and then swap.
Okay, so you swap with the echo, which takes care of you really, because the rest of the way is just a straight shot. So that just leaves you, Conglomerate.
Okay, 1 second.
And
Oh, man.
Conglomerate just crawls around and over the jutting rock. It's like, he's practically just climbing with one hand. It's like, what's the problem here?
I mean, he is a big old bug.
I am an ant. I can climb
Yeah.
upside down.
All right,
This-
so both of you make it up, and Darcy, as a giant cave spider, you find the climb to be rather easy, and you make it up as well.
She is going to perch at the edge of every little cliff face to kind of watch to see how the others do before moving on.
Yep. So far, Gizzard and Judge are still at the bottom.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'll go ahead and look for somewhere to tie off the rope, and then Conglomerate, we should hold on to them to help them.
All right.
All right, so go ahead and splay the rope out. I recommend only one climb at a time, falling down the cliff.
Okay, who's first?
After you, Judge.
Oh, thank you, most gracious of you.
Oops, sorry, I wasn't trying to do that.
Okay, so who was first? I didn't really hear.
Judge.
Okay, so Judge starts climbing the rope. Oops, what the heck? Why is this not working? Which isn't really much of a problem for him, and I don't know why I can't turn this upside down anymore. So Conglomerate, go ahead and give me a strength check.
Oh boy. Okay.
You do have it tied off, so the DC is not super high. Yep, and you don't have any problems. So, Judge, you climb up. It's a little bit difficult to kind of get over that hump. So I'm going to have you give me a climbing or strength check as well. So, actually, athletics on it. DC 10. Okay. Oh, well, in that case, Judge is climbing but you notice that his arms, it's just like he's just exhausted and not really into it, and not really, able to kind of pull himself up, and his hands slip as the climb gets particularly steep. And he falls. And as you're falling, Judge, how are you reacting? What are you going to try to do?
I'm gonna rely on what I know.
I can't really hear you, but one piece of context is you're going to be falling from about 60 feet.
Did we not tie him onto the rope?
Yeah, wait a second. Am I tied on so I just fall like the 5 feet or whatever the slack is?
I don't remember you guys saying you were, but if that's what you guys would have done, that would make sense. So, okay.
That's why we
we'll
had
say-
the rope in general.
Yeah, okay. So we'll
In
say
that
you
case-
tied him on, so he just falls the 5 feet. And Conglomerate, unfortunately, that puts a lot more strain on you. You hear the cracking from the stone behind the stalagmite.
Now, I'm holding this rope as well.
Stalagmite or stalactite you tied it to. So Conglomerate and Cyclonin both give me a strength check and add your results together.
Sounds good.
And Judge, how heavy are you? See, that's a 30. So yeah, unless you're like 300 pounds or heavier, I think that's good enough. Go
He
ahead.
might be. He's pretty big.
I can't hear you, unfortunately.
Aren't we in human form? I'm much smaller and lighter than big Judge form.
That's up to you. Are you in human form?
That's what I thought. We were all in human form
Okay.
for meeting these creatures.
Fair enough. In that case, 30 should be good enough. So yeah, he slips and he falls. He falls about 5 feet. The rope suddenly gets a lot harder to pull, but you manage to hold him up. So Judge, what's your next move? You're kind of just hanging there at the moment.
Perhaps
Can
we
I-
should try to hoist him up.
Yeah, can I?
Wish to help us with that?
Yeah, can I try and reach over and get a handhold, see what I can do just to recover?
Sure. Go ahead
Maybe
and give me
grab the rope
another climbing check.
Alrighty. Is this athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
And I'm going to be trying to do my best to help hoist him up.
Okay, so you have advantage because they're trying to help you up with the
Oh.
rope. They're trying to hoist you, so go ahead and roll again.
Okay, yeah. athletic, and this will be just a straight shot then. Okay.
Yeah, just a straight. Okay, so with them helping you up, it is hard, but you do manage to get a hold again, and with their help, you're able to finish the climb. So Judge is up, but it was rather difficult. Conglomerate and Cyclonin, is pretty tiring, but Gizzard's still at the bottom. So what do you guys do?
I on the rope.
Okay.
Get the lizard up here.
So Gizzard, you start climbing the rope. Go ahead and give me a strength check. I mean, a climbing check.
Will do. Wait, what if I don't have a climbing skill?
It's athletics.
Okay.
You have a climbing skill. You're
Nice.
Okay, with the 17, you manage to climb. I mean, it's a difficult climb for you, but you do manage to make your way up. And all of you have made it up the cliff. That whole process, where did my time go? Hold on. That is really weird. Hold on, let me get...
Literally, where did the time go? It's around here somewhere. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, my little time bar literally vanished, so it's fine. I have another solution. So we'll go ahead and advance 10 minutes. All right. So everybody's made it up the cliff. What's your next course of action?
I think at this point I'll go ahead and switch back to godly form. Now that we don't have to worry about the reputational thing. Actually, after I'm sure I'm kind of out of sight of that area. And we'll go ahead and start rounding the corner here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is a second cliff there. So I'm assuming that we're going to be going through the same thing again.
Yep.
Right here, there was a second cliff.
Same plan.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Back up.
Yeah. All right. So same plan. All right. So the Cyclonin and Conglomerate. You guys can give me climb checks once again.
Okay, this isn't. Okay, it is an up one. Okay.
Yeah, it's another cliff.
All right.
Which is slightly different shape. It's not exactly the same, etc.
Alright, climbing, athletics. Not super great this time.
So you manage to you kind of get stuck for a little bit as it kind of protrudes, and it's kind of this long flat section that you have trouble with. But you do slowly make your way around it. Cyclonin has a little bit of an easier time, and eventually you two make it to the top. This cliff seems to be slightly easier than the other one for some reason. All right. I'm assuming you're going to do the rope thing again.
Yep, I'll look for another tie off here.
All right, so Judge, go ahead and give me another climbing check. It's a DC 10.
All right, I'm going to make sure the rope's tied around me.
Okay. This time around,
Hey.
you managed to keep a hold of it. You know, your last experience probably was harrowing enough that you were gripping the rope really tightly this time and managed to reach the top. Gizzard, go ahead and do a climbing check.
Cool. Bam.
All right, it's a DC 10, so you struggle a bit more than Judge, but you do make it to the top. All right, now you can continue. As you're moving, you can see that there is some sort of really massive underwater lake that you're passing through or passing nearby, and eventually you see a couple of interesting things. The first thing is you see a few more cliffs going back down or going downward further. You can see a smaller cave that goes off to the east. The larger cave continues going off to the southwest, and you do see a group of gatherers, and you see, strangely enough, you see what looks kind of like stone towers. Not massive towers, but kind of like almost like you'd expect a guard tower to look like, but a little bit more crude and made out of stone. So what do you do?
And this is going down.
Yeah.
Well, Judge, if you have another feather falling, because this is down. Oh, yeah. I think I asked if it was down. Anyway, perhaps we could make it far enough out to 2 for 1 way down.
Yes, I think if we go to this corner here, we should be able to do that just fine.
Okay. So what I'd have everybody do is go ahead and make an athletics check to see if you can kind of jump out far enough to sail all the way down.
I'll, of course, do my echo thing again.
And that'll be a group check, since you're all kind of moving together.
We're jumping?
Yeah, we're doing the down thing. Well,
I don't need to jump. I'm a spider. I'm just going to climb down.
Okay, so it's only 4 of you jumping then. So group check, 2 of you have to succeed at a DC 15 athletics check.
Jump!
That's 1 success.
I've gotten so many 20s, but only on athletics checks.
So you got 3 more checks, and you need 1 more success. So Judge makes it. All right, that is good enough. So you make it to the bottom. So let me go ahead and reset your movement real quick. And advance time. And I'm gonna advance 10 more minutes. Oh, there it is. All right, fair enough. So you've reached the bottom. So what is your next move?
Go this way.
So as you get closer, I have 2 questions. What form is the group in? As far as like, are you in human form, or are you in avatar form, or are you in your godling form? And Darcy, do you still look like a giant spider?
My spiderness does not go away for an hour.
Well, we don't want to meet them with you as a spider.
Oh, I know. She's probably hanging back, unless one of you wants to just be like, oh no, this is the friendly spider. Until I turn people again. Because I can understand y'all. I just can't talk to y'all.
Well, I know I'm in my godly form. I'm going to make sure to have the token out as we approach.
Also, if y'all been using magic, yeah, you're going to be in your godly form anyway.
So that's definitely
I guess we're in godly form.
All right. So in that case, so Darcy, are you staying back as a spider then?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hang out. If they try some, though, I will defend myself.
Okay. So
Unless they just happen to see that we're all friends with this one spider. I don't know how good their eyesight is. Their little watch out tower.
well, they have seen the spider moving, but you can definitely tell that you can see kind of people inside, and you can tell that they're pulling out ranged weapons.
I call out, hail friends. And I've got the token in hand.
You do, and then you hear a call out, Iman, watch out, the spider.
No, that one is Iman as well. It was a disguise to get past a difficult stretch. We know that one.
They kind of look at you, like they're not totally sure. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Judge will walk over to the spider and just kind of put his arm around the spider leg.
Okay, I'll go ahead and give you advantage on the persuasion check.
I mean, you guys could tell me anything.
Yeah, fair enough. They're like, it's like a friendly spider. Never thought I'd see the day. But look, approach.
All right, I'll go ahead and walk up.
I like that they're just ready to accept a lot of things because they actually have magic.
I mean, to be fair, we're all kind of animalistic looking in our god form too, so not too big of a stretch.
So as
A giant bug.
yep, as you approach, you can see that there is some gatherers who wave at you, but they continue on inside, and you can see that inside these guard, or at the top of these kind of guard towers, there are several sketty that look similar to the gatherers, and one of them you see disappear and then kind of appear outside. Um, and he kind of approaches the group, and he says, "Welcome, Iman. You are friends of the Inmar, I see. Well, we are the caretakers. We are the Incon. I welcome you to our home. What purpose do you have here?"
We seek the Shentong.
What purpose do you have with the Shentong?
We are seeking information. It may come in form of a divine artifact, and we were told that the Shentong may be able to provide guidance for us.
You seek, well, perhaps that is true. Well, please, come forward. You may pass through the gate.
I'll tell the others they are allowing us to pass through.
And then at this point in time, the gatherers kind of come up curious, and then you hear the speaker say out loud, "Take these, Imon, to the waiting area." And then the gatherers kind of approach you and says, "Please follow me, Imon. Be warned, however, that violence is not taken well here. We will defend ourselves, but even from those of your kind."
We do not wish to bring violence here. Although that does bring up one interesting point. What shall we do about our friend? I realize her appearance right now is very disconcerting.
Well, for now, we will quickly take you to the waiting area, and then I will get the Shinbu to speak with you. Please follow me.
Okay, just one moment. I'm going to go back to Darcy. They're allowing us to go through. I'm not sure what they plan to do, but they do know you are friendly, or at least in theory. I'm hoping that they perhaps just put the guard around you, so if they have some people get close, maybe just to warn the others not to panic. And I'll go ahead and head back.
Please, quickly.
Okay.
And then he takes you. As he takes you inside, you can see what looks like a town. You can see kind of square or rectangular buildings with flat roofs, and you can see that they're made out of stone, but they're painted with something that gives them a lighter color. And then he takes you into this particular building, and he says, and says, "Please enter the building." And inside, he takes you into a large room with a number of just kind of stools, like stone stools in the ground, and you sit. And as you sit, you realize that the stone stools aren't comfortable. They're stone, although they are kind of cool to the touch. But given the regularity of the way they're laid out, you get the feeling it's more of an organizational thing than a comfort thing. It says, "Please wait. I will speak to the Shinbu," and they leave you there. So
He said Moo with an M.
Shenbu.
Shenbu, okay.
So while you kind of got left behind in that room, are you guys doing anything while you wait?
I'm going to be as respectful as possible. I'm going to look around, though, see if I recognize any text, anything of note.
As you look around, you realize that you're in a room. It's probably 15 feet by 15 feet. And then there's these stone, these basically square stone stools kind of just jutting out of the ground. Each one kind of carefully carved and very similar to the others. And the room is just full of these. And then there's 2 closed doors. Otherwise, the walls are plain with no discernible decoration.
The conglomerate, do you know what the Shenbu is? Or who the Shenbu is?
I think they're like, I don't know exactly. I've heard them referenced before. I think I tried to ask about them a little bit. I didn't get much. They're a group of people. I think they're like associated with or protectors of the Shentong.
Okay, I see. Yeah, there's like a group of 3 categories. So yeah, so there's the Shenkaji, the Shenli, the Shenbus. Okay, so probably more than one individual.
Yeah, the Shenbu is like a, I don't know. I don't know exactly, but I know they're associated with like the Shentong. I think they might be the guard or like the high noble. I don't know how they play it exactly.
Well, hopefully this goes well.
Okay. A few minutes
Indeed.
later, you see 3 individuals enter. They actually, in appearance, they remind you somewhat of the Shinkaji. They had that same hunched-over, robed look with the, the long teeth. You can, if you hover over the token, you can kind of get a bigger view of them. And difference is that the robes seem to be a little bit better shaped, and you can see that there are a number of strange symbols on their robes that weren't on the robes of the others. And they also seem to, when they walk, you notice that as their feet touch the ground, you see little splashes of water. And as they walk forward, you see their footprints, but then the water kind of dries up unnaturally fast, making the footprints disappear. And one in the lead walks up, and he looks down. He kind of looks at all of you, and he says, "We are the Shenbu. For what purpose do Iman come to our home?"
We seek the Shentong. We are attempting to find a divine artifact that may provide answers to a question that is unknown even to myself. As our understanding, the Shentong may be willing to assist.
He may. And he looks at you and he says, "You seek the Shenren. Is that correct?"
That is correct.
Then he think for a moment. What is your purpose in life? Why do you come into our lives?
Good luck with that one.
We wish to protect others. We know of the name of that thing, that apocalypse thing or whatever. Oh, God damn it. Blah, 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 blah. Almost
I think
there.
it's called a Orion or whatever.
Yep, there it is. We know of the prophecy of the Moryun, and we wish to be we are on the side of salvation. However,
Do you know what that means?
I cannot say that I know for certain what it means for your people. I know what it means for others such as myself and the people normally in our charge. Essentially to bring peace and prosperity to others, to allow people to live in harmony.
Yeah, he continues to look at you. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. I do not know if I trust your words, Imon. But perhaps it is for the Shen Tong to decide, rather than ourselves. Well then, the Shen Tong can be found in the largest of our buildings. I shall take you there, but he looks around and he notices the spider. What holds her to that form?
It is a temporary thing. It is something of a disguise that allows some ability to climb. It should expire here within the hour.
And she is unable to remove it on her own.
She could,
I don't think I can. Unless someone dispels it, or I just go to 0 HP. I think I'm just stuck like this until the timer goes up.
Dispel their own spells.
You can
Yeah, I
stop
thought you could
concentrating
just.
on it at
Yeah, I
any
thought you could
time.
just stop the. Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
you're not
let me
stuck
check
for an
just
hour.
to be
You have
sure.
control.
What's it called? Polymorph.
Polymorph.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can just stop concentrating.
It says that you can end a concentration anytime, no action required. So yeah, you can actually end it anytime.
Oh, okay. Well, then she's choosing to be a spider at the moment, apparently. It's not like she can talk to him.
Okay, in that case, he kind of looks at you and says, "She cannot remain in that form." And then he raises his hand. You see a water erupt from the ground, covering her. And then when the water is gone, Darcy is in her demigod form. Now we can take it. And he tries to lead the way. Do you guys follow?
Yes.
Okay. So he just kind of leads you down the street. And eventually into the large building at the end. And once he leads you inside, you can kind of see this large stone chamber, and you can see there's several kind of steps, leading to a dais, and at the top is another one of those stone stools. You also see some massive stone columns. The place looks very barren. There's very little comfort to be seen. And at the top, you see a figure that looks very similar to the Shenbu standing there. And then the rest of Shenbu leave. And so you're left standing before the remaining figure, who looks up at you and he says, "I am the Shen Tong. I am descended from the Yon Tong. I am the leader of the Shenbu, of the Shen, of the En, and of course, of the Skedi. As you stand before me, what is it that you wish to ask?"
We seek your aid in locating the Shenren.
We believe this will provide answer to a question that I seek. In addition, we do know of the Moriun, and that not all Iman are on the side of salvation. And we have learned that there are many Shenren. Hopefully not screwing that part up. But anyway, each one that is claimed by those who would side with salvation is one less that can be used for a destruction.
Okay, he looks upon you. Is there anything anybody else adds before he responds?
The only person that can end anything is Conglomerate.
It'd be Conglomerate. Yeah, is there anything
and
Conglomerate adds? Sorry about that.
My charisma is not the greatest, so I think I'll stay quiet for now.
I
Okay.
think you did pretty well the first time.
Yeah, that's because I had you helping me.
There is one thing I'm going to throw on at the end.
Okay.
Before I speak further, I do beg your indulgence in that many of the words that your people use are somewhat foreign to us. We believe we have picked up the meanings of these words, but we may not fully understand the words we say. So if we do say something that seems off somehow, by all means, I beg for the opportunity to further explain. Would not wish for the language barrier to cause some sort of unfortunate misunderstanding.
As you speak, go ahead and give me a persuasion check. Okay. So he listens to your words, and then he says, "Amon, I sense something different from you. Where do you come from? Speak honestly."
They don't like it when we tell them that we're from beyond the door. I should warn you about that now.
Well, the world is a much larger place than many come to understand. We originate from a place far, far away from here, and we were brought to a land above this place, where the Iman must fight among themselves to determine who is worthy to ascend. So we descended into the caves below to seek your guidance, your assistance.
Do you know what most of our people believe lies beyond the door?
I do not, but it is my understanding that they do not trust whatever it is.
They believe that the Mayu is behind the door, which is the nothing. And to them, to say that you come from that place is to say that you come from the nothing, which of course makes no sense. But yet, it has been passed down in secrecy among the Shinto that is not true. It is not the entire world. But the Yun Tong saw fit to change history so that this world is all it was. We do not know why. However, there is a prophecy of what you speak, the Morion, the prophecy of the end. On the one hand, the end is our destruction, the destruction of our entire people. On the other hand is our liberation, where we see the world beyond and leave this place once and for all. And it is said that the Imon will come to us, and on the one hand will offer destruction, or on the other hand shall offer salvation. And so it is left to the Shin Tong to see that day and to make the judgment on which side of the scale that they are on. You say that you are on the side of salvation, but do you understand what that means?
I do not want to presume that I know exactly what it is that your people consider salvation. I would be honored to to hear in your words what that means before trying to speak for anyone.
Well, it means that in the world above, you, should you seek our salvation, must find a place where we can live in peace, where the people of the world do not fear us, where the monsters or the creatures of the Mayu do not hunt us and destroy us. Only then can we have salvation. Is this something that you're willing to do?
It is undoubtedly a difficult task, but that has been my entire existence for the people that I have served. It has always been my belief to find safe places for people, no matter how dark the situation is, no matter how dire it may seem, how much despair. There should always be some safe place that people can call home, where they can rest their, weary bodies and, live in harmony.
You seek the Shenren, do you not?
Yes, that is correct.
If you truly are the bringers of salvation, you can swear upon this orb, and suddenly before him is an orb. Remember seeing it before, but it's certainly there now. And there, infused in power, and infused in the Shenwu, in the Shenmofa, in the Shenzion, your oath becomes absolute. If you fail to uphold your oath, you will cease to exist. Is this something you are willing to do?
It is.
Then you shall take the oath of fighting us to a place to survive in the world above, without the dangers of this people, without the dangers of the creatures. And you shall have 6 months. Swear to this, and you shall have the Shenren.
To this I swear.
And
Do
he
we all
kinda
have
looks
to do
around
it?
your group and he says,
Yeah.
you must all swear to this.
I swear.
Alright. Yeah, I'll tell everybody that he wants us to swear on the orb.
I swear on my orb.
Swear what on the orb? What kind of contract are you getting us into?
I'm not sure of the logistics, but we have to help them kind of be safe.
If they are to give us access to the Shenren, this divine artifact, and if we would sincerely wish to bring them salvation, we must swear an oath to find a safe place for them above within the 6 months of time. Otherwise, we cease to exist.
Are you insane?
Yes, that is been a well-established fact here.
I was making a promise.
Well, I'll do it. Screw it. I'll swear on the orb.
I roll as well. What's the worst that could possibly happen?
Yeah, we all die. That's always been the stakes, so.
What does Tavros say?
Yeah, sure, why not?
And what does Judge say? If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Judge is very quietly thinking.
It shouldn't be
quietly
too hard
turns.
to make him a safe spot up top.
He turns to Cyclone and says, 6 months? Are you sure this is all we are needing? You're not looking for anything overly unwise, are you? I mean, just 6 months? And how many peoples are we talking about? Is it an entire country or just a little village?
I suppose those are not easy answers to find out.
Well, you can ask this person. How many peoples are there?
My companion wishes to know how many of your people there are.
Yeah, thanks for a moment. 500.
Oh, easy. We could just put them in a little fucking village in the middle of nowhere.
A number 500, Judge.
Okay. Well, I suppose the logistics of that would be easier than trying to create a new country for these peoples.
For what it is worth, given the kind of environment they are used to, I suspect carving out a stronghold in a mountain or clearing some existing one out would probably give them something to work with. Plus, if we succeed and manage to ascend, we will have much greater power to do this. Ideally, it will not be taking us 6 months in order to escape this predicament.
All right.
The more power we gain, the more we can do for these people.
Very well.
So after waiting for a bit, the Shen Tong looks to you, Cyclonin. So what do your companions say?
Well, let's see. And what did Tavros already decide on, or was he in the I don't know camp?
I said do it.
Okay. Well, my companions Stavros, Gizzard, and Conglomerate are definitely willing. Judge is admittedly somewhat hesitant, but I do believe he understands my law. He's willing to agree. I am unfortunately not so certain about Darcy.
He looks toward Darcy and he says, is she the bringer of destruction?
I would certainly hope not. I will attempt to speak with her.
Well, then I should give you a few moments. And she kind of points to, kind of a side room. Please convene with your friends, and once you have decided, return.
Very well. Okay, so then step into the room.
Okay, so you guys kind of all pile into the side room. It's about 8 feet by 8 feet. It's not exactly a huge room, but big enough to fit all of you. And close the door. So go ahead.
So, Darcy, what are your feelings?
I am not willing to risk my own existence for them. I am not a martyr like yourself.
It's not
And
much
you-
of a risk, though. It's
do not
6
believe
months
the-
to bring them topside.
You do not believe the power of the Elder God is enough to bring 500 people a place to stay? I spent hundreds of years fighting off.
I believe she is
less
saying that.
things.
I believe she is saying that she does not necessarily trust your timeline about becoming an elder god in the mid 6 months.
Well, then perhaps we need to move faster. here is this power. We're going to deny it so that someone else can come and slaughter these people and take it. Perhaps the Punk Pantheon, perhaps they are the ones that are worthy of becoming the Elder Gods. What is the point in being an Elder God if we are not going to help people? Certainly it's hard to have one appreciate anyone's performances if they're all too dead to be there to worship.
I'm sure even you, Darcy, can understand that allowing this thing to fall into the hands of the Punk Pantheon would be
You're going to have to talk
negative.
louder.
And I'm sure that you will understand that allowing this power to fall into the hands of the Punk Pantheon would definitely be a disadvantage to us, yeah?
It is not about the power itself. It is a risk that you are taking for us. 6 months to find them shelter.
We are also taking a risk just wandering around in a world full of pantheons that may wish to seek our destruction. And what is this martyrdom of which you speak?
You know well enough what it is.
Do I?
Maybe you don't want to think of it this way, but you seem to jump at the chance to risk yourself and for the greater good of others. Yes, I understand this is what you've done since forever, but this is not something I wish to so readily do, especially when not necessary. You cannot save everyone.
Well, so far, just about every place that we have found with any sort of power worth obtaining has carried some sort of risk. One could easily say, oh, it is not necessary. Look at how many times we fell at the Valula's ruins. Was that too much of a risk? Why? I mean, at the cave with the nymphs, we could have been annihilated there just due to a simple mistake that put us in a compromising position where we could have easily just accepted those people at face value and walked through that path, and then we would all be gone. And as far as unnecessary risk,
There is a difference going into a known hostile territory, which we are well aware of, and then promising people something that we cannot necessarily deliver on, especially with such a timeline.
Well, is it better to go ahead and play with an artifact that is chained up onto a pedestal when we have a shield here for a fight we need to do, and instead compromise that battle that we're in the middle of to introduce another powerful foe? Was that a necessary risk? What made this Red Codex so valuable? So much more valuable than providing a pledge for these people to have salvation, something that can also work to bring us more power.
The Red Codex, sure, it was a mistake, but it also was the undoing of the so-called threat. Remove it from the room. And thus we learned many a thing about the rest of the temple. Destroy the thing that holds the power, destroy the threat. Versus promising salvation to people that we don't really know. We can't fully promise we can find something for them. Not to mention I can't even understand them. You ask me to trust whatever you are agreeing with to them? No.
Well, in the interest of all measured arguments, perhaps we should find out what happens to those who are considered the destroyer.
You'll have to explain. Do you mean what becomes of the ones that bring destruction?
Yes, that's what you were saying with him, yes? I mean, you did not give me all the details, just a brief translation.
I mean, the one who brings destruction is the person who kills all of them and takes the artifact without bringing them peace.
Do you wish to destroy these people, Darcy?
I do not wish to do either. If I could help them, I would like to. I would not like to have a death sentence because of a timer, a meaningless timer. Why do they have to have 6 months only? Do they expect to cease to exist? Do they know something we do not? Do they see their end within 6 months? What is this arbitrary time? They can
Well, they
continue
say-
to exist in the dark if they wish to. There are other ways to gain power.
As far as this destruction, it is pretty easy to see. While the people on the top side may be trying to turn a blind eye to it at the moment, it's clear that there is a war going on. And it is pretty clear that regardless of the existence of these people, there are pantheons up there wishing to bring destruction and others wishing to bring salvation. They are merely caught in the crossfire, just as everyone else is.
I also,
If
if
we
I
cannot
may,
protect these people, how do you... Oh, I'm sorry, Conglomerate.
no,
Go ahead.
no, continue. I don't think it would be all that difficult to make a safe space for these people.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of room up on the island, or we could even move them somewhere else. And as for people, even if we don't get regular humans to enjoy their presence, we could just clear the area of humans, so to speak.
So we displace one to fit another.
Yeah, but we get our power.
No.
So does this extend to others? You do not wish to protect Sebastian or any of his family?
Protecting Sebastian does not have a 6-month waiting period that means destruction to myself.
Are you sure about that? I mean, what if, given that there is another pantheon that has taken an interest in his family, one that we are worried about at this very moment and that we are trying to seek power to defeat, they could, for all we know, we may have 6 days, not 6 months, if they have anything to say about it. And they seem to think
They are
have
a
the
threat
advantage.
regardless of us helping Sebastian or not. Helping them themselves is a threat upon itself. Fail within 6 months, and because we could not deliver, we cease to exist. There is much more of an issue. Besides, how far does this go with making sure they are safe? Just find the place, or do we have to be their forever protectors? Can they protect themselves? Will they always have to be in hiding, or do we have to make sure no one ever finds them? What is the major details of this? Are we sure forever to look after them, make sure nothing ever bad happens? Even the gods do not look over their worshippers, so
And a great
I
deal of suffering occurs because of that.
yes, and suffering shall always happen. That is part of being mortal. You should know this.
Is that your final word?
For now.
Is that your final word?
For now.
So non-committal. Very well. I'm gonna go back out to the Shentong. You're muted or something.
Sorry. The Shentong waits for you to approach, and then he says, "So, what do your companions say?"
Well, There is the one. She stands neither for destruction or for salvation. She is willing to help, but she is not willing to make any promises beyond that she is not here to destroy your people.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Can I give him a help action by saying, oh, never mind.
Yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, if it helps ease your mind, the rest of us are ready to swear on the orb for your protection.
Okay, yeah, that does help. Go ahead and roll again.
Damn, double sevens. That's really tough.
He thinks about it for a moment, and he says, "You say that." Speaking to you, Conglomerate, he says, "You say that the rest of you are willing to do this. It is just the one."
Yeah. Yes, we are all prepared.
And you swear that the one does not seek destruction.
I'd be willing to put that in my swear too, yeah.
He thinks for a moment and then says, "It is said that once the prophecy comes to pass, that our time is limited. That once the Iman who can bring it appear, our destruction is at hand. So, normally, I would say all or nothing, but I fear I may not have that choice. So I will accept your deal. Those willing to swear, please place your hand upon the orb."
Okay.
Place my hand on the orb.
I'll put my hand on the orb.
I will as well.
Okay, what about Tavros?
Davros.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, I thought I said.
Oh, no problem. And what does Judge do?
Having listened to the whole argument between Clisodus and Darcy,
I heard you listen to the whole argument, but I didn't hear anything else.
sorry, listening to the whole argument. Would it be good enough? Oh wait, I gotta say this character. Sorry.
Sorry, speak louder.
Would doing my utmost to ensure your continued free existence be enough? Right?
Does somebody translate that?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, okay, so Judge, say your thing again.
Would swearing to do my utmost to ensure your continued freedom and existence be enough? Right?
Are you trying to avoid subjecting yourself to this 6-month deadline?
Darcy did have a very good point. There's no reason for us to subject ourselves to such a deadline if we intend to do this thing anyway. It is to be beholden, and gods cannot be beholden to things lower than gods.
No, in our current state, there are many entities that, hold power over us, including other gods. It is very difficult to say that as gods we are truly not beholden to anyone else. In fact, think about it. We were cast down because the elder gods decided that we needed to reprove our loyalty, and here we are doing this at their behest. Does that sound like bowing to no one? We are playing by the rules of their game. If we fail it, we are just as exterminated as if we failed to help these people. At least here we are helping people that, deserve a place of their own, as opposed
And
to
are these
catering to
people
these
the Elder Gods? Because when I become an Elder God, I will make sure they suffer for what they have put us through now.
The Elder Gods seem to
I
have a
think-
plan that is beyond our reach. But you still have to play their game to even have that opportunity for vengeance.
To play an Elder God's game is different to play the game of mortals who seem to be destined to either expire or to thrive.
Oh, so your word is not so final.
My word is final enough that I will not cease to exist off an arbitrary limit. That does not mean I am not willing to help, but I am not willing to risk my own existence for their own.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to the Shentong.
Okay.
Well, perhaps you have noticed this, but even the Iman experience fear.
He nods.
They fear destruction just as much as you do of your people. In fact, that is why these Morium is Goring. The Iman are expected to fight among themselves to determine which ones are truly worthy, and the ones who are not will cease to exist. Some of my companions fear adding additional reasons to risk their lives. They are willing to help, but they are afraid to pledge what they believe to be a death oath.
He nods, and he kind of looks at the others. He didn't understand what they were saying, but you can see in his eyes that he kind of got the gist of their emotions. And he looks back and he says, "Perhaps fear got the better of me as well. Perhaps we can change the oath then. You swear to work toward the goal, and to never work toward the goal of our destruction. And that will be enough. Ask them if this is sufficient."
Conglomerate. I fear they may not believe me when I say this, so I may need you to assure them that my words are true.
I'll back you up.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn to Judge and Darcy. The Shentong has agreed to alter the terms. We need merely to pledge to help them and to refrain from bringing destruction upon them. And that will be enough. You do not need to risk your lives for these, so long as you do not turn against them.
This I will do. And he'll go ahead and place his hand.
Okay, so what does Darcy do?
No more death sentence in case of arbitrary thing.
No more death. I heard him say it myself.
This is acceptable, sir.
Okay.
What was that? I didn't hear that.
I think she said it was acceptable.
Oh.
All right. As you place your 6 hands upon the orb, it glows brightly, a deep red. Probably the first time you've seen a red like that, other than unfortunately blood, in this place. And after you pull your hand away, you briefly see a small mark on your hand, a simple red circle, and then it vanishes, leaving your skin pristine. And the Shen Tong bows his head and says, "It is done. It will take time for you to secure a location above for our people. I humbly thank you for being the bearers of our salvation rather than our destruction. And now, you have offered that to us. So now I must offer Shenren to you. But be warned, the Shenren, it will grant a wish, but it chooses the person who can make the wish." And at that point, he kind of leads you into another, into a back room, and there you see some stairs that lead downward. And he has some crystals on him, so it's kind of glowing, and you can kind of see the way ahead. And it kind of spirals downward into a massive chamber, maybe 50 foot to a side. And you can see that the ground, rather than being simple stone, is a black marble, and you can see polished columns leading down this room. And at the end, you see a massive crystal sphere, and you see several smaller crystal spheres kind of orbiting around it, like planets around the sun. And he gestures toward the artifact at the end of the room. He says, "I will wait here. Please approach. And once you do, the artifact will speak to you in a way that you can all understand." So what do you do?
Walk forward.
Let's approach that thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Approach.
Okay, so everybody approaches the artifact, and once you
Yep.
get to about 20 feet away, you hear a booming voice. "Welcome, godlings. You have come before this artifact, passed down from times forgotten. To one of you I shall grant your wish, but it is the one that I shall choose." And after a few moments, a beam of light emits from the ceiling, and you can see it is encompassing Cyclonin. And suddenly, in front of Cyclonin is a perfect white circle on the floor, and you hear the voice, "Cyclonin, your wish shall be granted. Cast aside that which you no longer need and step into the circle." What do you do, Cyclonin?
I stop for a moment, kind of look at the others, look at Judge, look at Darcy, then the others.
I'll do it, man. Get in there.
Get in there.
Oh my god.
I take my glaive, snap it over my knee, and walk forward.
As the
Possibly
glaive hits your knee, you can see a bright light emit from the glaive as it shatters and hits the ground. You step into the circle. What do you do?
Perhaps you're right, Darcy. Perhaps I am a mark. But I am very disappointed right now. I wish to end this miserable existence.
No.
And so your wish shall be granted. The pantheon of gods so fractured in disparity, finally a piece shatters from the whole. And as Cyclonen stands there, the ground starts to shake, and the ground beneath Cyclonen cracks, and suddenly, go ahead.
Can Judge do something?
What do you want to do?
I want to do something incredibly selfish and self-centered.
Okay.
Go for it. I love the drama.
Yeah, because there's been a total shortage of that this session.
I love the drama. Go for it. Where's my popcorn?
Yes.
You cast Counterspell, and as you do so, you see the circle. You see it. You see this shimmer and this white light, and the counterspell fizzles. And as the counterspell fizzles, the ground beneath Cyclonen cracks and breaks, and lava erupts from beneath Cyclonen. And the light is too much to bear, and then suddenly you look back and you see nothing left but ashes. And then you hear the voice. And so, the Pantheon has been broken. But thou can seek to mend your broken way. You must seek the place where it all began, and from there you shall once again be able to reform yourselves. Seek the temple, seek the tree. And suddenly everything goes still. And that will be the end of the session.
Oh,
Wow.
man.